This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
Okay, now we go. What's up, everybody? Friday night. What do you mean rip stream? No, it's on. Refresh feed. I see it. Although if he can't see, he won't hear me say that. Anyway, Friday night, open comms. How's it going, everybody? The four of us are here. I'm Drayden. We got Dirk here. We got Rain.
Yo, what's up?
We got LB
Hello,
here.
how are you?
We're not joined by DC. DC is apparently quite sick. So
Should we start off with a shot for DC?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah. DC
Right.
apparently just got out of the hospital. Things aren't good. We don't know what's up. So we'll do a shot for DC.
My God, we're really just coming like right out of the fucking gate. Hold on, I gotta open my.
Step it up.
We're
Right
not, we're not gonna go hard in the
Are you
paint, but
serious?
we'll start with a
No, we're going ham.
a get
Let's
well
go.
shot.
For those who live in Pennsylvania, the handle is on sale right now.
Oh man.
Doesn't matter where you live in Pennsylvania, because in order to buy booze in Pennsylvania, you gotta go to the fucking state store. So
Same in Idaho. You can't.
It doesn't sound very freedom.
It's
$3
all,
off.
Yeah, all the Idaho liquor stores are state regulated. Now they can be run by private people, but they are regulated by the state. So they have to sell all the booze that the state approves of at the prices the state approves of.
So yeah, shot to DC. Hope he gets I don't know, Willer
Answers. And
and some answers. Yeah. Oh God, that's my first shot of fucking Tito's in like a couple weeks.
Years.
Well,
yeah.
last week I drank that crazy cinnamon shit. Anyways, but no, I had to run out today. I was gonna finish what I had of Fireball, and Chisumi's asking how much is a handle without a discount there. I think it's like 32 or something like that. It's like $3 off right at the moment. So but yeah, I was gonna go with Fireball again. But today in the mail, I got my my holiday card from Tito's. I'll hold it up there. You can see it is addressed to Dirk McGurk.
Apparently you live at a black bar.
Well, you know, I had to
racist.
redact some critical information. But I got my thing today, which this is their 20th anniversary this year, Tito's. So they sent, so part of the thing was it's got like 20 recipes in there for Tito's drinks. But the other thing was this nifty fucking Tito's bottle swag
How'd you
pin.
get that, Dirk? What the fuck? Where's
Fucking
ours?
swag pin. Actually, you know what? Look, anybody can get this. Okay. Every year they send out a card, a little card with like a little gift in it or whatever, to Tito's tasters, which you can sign up for on the Tito's website. Just go be a Tito's taster, and you can print off like this little cool certificate that says you're an official Tito's taster or whatever. A couple years ago, they sent this nice little notebook type thing. Last year I got these things. I think they're for like martinis. They were like these two fucking metal swords for, I guess, like either fruit or olives or whatever.
That's super cool, though.
But man, they were like fucking sharp. I mean, these were like legit little mini daggers and shit. I had to I don't know. I don't even know where the fuck they are now because they were just like dangerous. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So, quick question. On my stream, it's showing that we're hosting Accessible Gamer. Am I like crazy?
No,
Is
no,
it
no.
only my
Okay,
stream?
so I just got the same thing. So it plugged an ad in on my stream. It did, like, not through like the streaming end, but
But like, if you look at chats, like you can see Aerox, Freelancer, etc., Shooter, they're all talking about what we're talking
Right.
about. So I don't know if like Twitch is broken or maybe it's just you and
I
me,
don't know.
Draven.
I've got it. I've
No,
got
no,
it
no,
up
no.
live,
So this
and
is what
I see
happened.
us. I see us
It
live.
didn't add. It like because Twitch is now just randomly putting ads on everyone's streams. I think all partner streams, and so I saw the ad, even though I'm not supposed to see ads because I'm subscribed to INN's channel. But then as soon as the ad finished, it went back to showing that it was hosting Gommel, and then I refreshed and it was back here. So we're not actually hosting Gommel, but
No,
for
we're
some like
We are
Yeah.
absolutely 100% live. I've got it live on my
Yeah.
screen. I didn't
So
even.
I
didn't even
refreshed
refresh.
and it worked. So I refreshed and it worked.
Yeah, I didn't even refresh,
refreshed.
and I have it.
I got an ad, and they're super targeted ads because it's an ad for hockey gloves.
I keep getting video game ads. Go figure.
But
Yeah, they're probably
know,
like, "Oh, this
let me
guy's
just
from
finish that up.
Canada. He'll want
Again,
hockey
here's the little card, and it says, "Thanks for being a loyal Tito's taster. Here's a token of our appreciation. Hope you have a very happy holiday season. Cheers, Tito." So there you go.
It's like,
See, and you can sign up
Wait,
for
was
this
it
for free, and
written
every
by
year you
a
get
man
like a
named
little
Tito?
well, Tito.
And every
yeah,
year you
Tito
get
was
like
the
a
guy
little
that
thing.
started the company.
Tito.
Oh my
yeah,
god, that's
Tito
so
beverage.
cool.
Why do you think it's called Tito's Vodka? It's his vodka.
I was just making sure it's like Victoria's Secret, but like there's no one who's
There's
running
no
it named Victoria. Yeah.
Well, that's because she's a secret.
Is that her secret? That it's not actually her name or
Yeah.
something like
She's
that?
actually kept in the basement, and they designed the lingerie off of her. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
She puts the lotion in the basket.
Yeah,
Oh
she-
man,
Oh, no.
you know what? This has got some really, and this thing's got some really good recipes for things you could do with Tito's. Like, let's hear ingredients: 1.5 ounces of Tito's handmade vodka, 4 ounces of soda water.
Where's
So, like, club
the
soda?
just Tito's?
Yeah, where's the?
They've got the Tito's American Mule.
Yeah, what about
Sorry,
the one
Amer-
fluid ounce
American
of Tito's
Mule.
in a
It's not a
small,
fucking Moscow
concise
Mule.
glass? Drink orally, enjoy.
Drink
Is it
orally.
still in a copper
I mean,
mug?
you shouldn't be able to have a recipe that is just Tito's
Kind
with
of
soda water. You know what I mean?
redundant, isn't it?
Is the recipe like unscrew
I feel
the
like I
lid,
got ripped
chug?
off on that one. I feel like that was kind of like a gimme.
Yeah.
If I was gonna say if I scroll through that, but if I flip through those pages and I come across 1.5 ounces of Tito's vodka, 4 ounces of tonic water, I'm gonna be like, well, wait a second, hold on, isn't that really just kind of the the soda water one?
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking a Tito's recipe drink. I got me a Tito's vodka
Favorite drink.
mixed with Kahlua and some cream. Although I had half and half, so I went like all health conscious and shit about that. So I usually like to just put heavy whipping cream in there.
CCP Avalon says, Dirk, there's a restaurant in Reykjavik that has a menu item called "It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again." Fucking nice.
Oh man.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
Just put the lotion in the basket. Keep the Russians black.
Fucking love that movie.
Black
Man,
Russians
that
are
guy was the
alright. Although
best.
I only drink Black Russians when I don't have cream. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
what's his face? Who's that other guy that comes on? Like a lot of the time. Shit. I'm getting old. I
Blast
don't remember
him.
people's name. Blast him. Fucking blast him.
Who's
Yeah,
that
blast him's
old
doing
guy?
football
Yeah,
again
he
tonight.
turned 50.
But he turned 50 last week. We forgot about him since then.
Wait, do we have to call him Blast now? Can we just call him Gramps?
Paps?
Or,
I like
Gramp, like
Paps.
Pappy B?
See, he's always gonna have a place here because I just always need somebody who's a little,
I'm
you know,
gonna call-
who's
I'm gonna
older
call
than I
Pappy
am.
B from now on. Sounds
I need
good.
somebody who's older than I am. I'm getting fucking old. I gotta tell you, man.
We can always get random on here. He's older than like the internet, so well, I guess I am too.
I already lit a
Doesn't
cigarette.
really
Jesus.
count.
But anyways, I don't know. What do we got? One thing I want to comment about.
What?
Apparently last week I decided that I was gonna lead a fucking coup. No, it's not. I was just thinking off the fucking top of my head about how we could send a message to CCP. Pretty much by this week I'm just like, fuck it. You know what? We never send fucking messages. Nobody sends fucking messages that matter. We're not like EA players, they get all fucking wigged the fuck out over something on there, and 6 million downvotes happen and shit like that. So but then the other thing I want to comment on was the launcher. Holy shit, man! I've had to redo my logins 4 times, and one of them was the other day, 15 minutes before I had to go to work, and. I had to go through there and I got real fucking anal about it, and went and did them all, and then was a few minutes late. But
definitely had to do them.
So I blame CCP for being late that day.
I had no issues with it.
And success. I am still in Imperium. Did not get kicked.
How were you?
Good
How
job.
do you? How? Do you know what you have to do to get kicked from the fucking Imperium?
Well, I went on that.
Pretty much fuck somebody. Not fuck them because that'll keep you in. But
well,
You went on the
I've
bus
seen
to fuck
people
Rome?
get. I saw. We literally talked about a guy getting kicked out of Pandemic Horde for this very same reason. But I went on that Veterans Day roam. But apparently it was just a PL roam with me and one other test guy. And it's like, okay, let's go roaming. Well, we roamed into Imperium space, and I shot up a bunch of goons and tests and all kinds of people. I just killed lots of blues.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Trade
You know
it,
what?
trade. So when this happens,
if you look
And
at
you know,
my kills-
and you know
this
what's really
is-
fucking sad? If
you guys just gotta play Logi. If you fly Logi, you never have to worry about blues because you're
fuck
just
that.
repping
I
the
got into
purples.
Ferox, and it's like FC's it's FC
Yeah, make a good
broadcast. I'm
post,
pushing
yeah.
F1. Sorry, goons.
No,
I
you know
shot
what?
him
Hold on.
up.
If you had gotten fucking kicked for that would have been some shit. But what's worse than that is apparently there weren't other people from the Imperium that can find a way of going on what is ostensibly a neutral fleet. Now, on the other hand,
Well, there were a bunch of other goons
one would
there.
think that if you want something that's open to the public, you don't target it directly at any one particular group. There should have been kills from other other people on there.
They
things
just
like
were
that,
roaming where they we went into Pravi and stuff. That's where a lot of the goons were, but we also shot Test and some other stuff, and we did end up shooting an NC dot guy because someone in the fleet said
because there are
"You didn't get to
plenty
kill
of
any-"
fucking veterans in military and current military in in the Imperium. So
Yeah,
I mean,
but the thing is, I was like, oh, well, because when the fleet first started, there was about a dozen other Imperium people there. I'm like, oh, that's cool that we're shooting blues. It's fine because they're all doing it. And then I looked at the fleet count. I'm like, oh no, they all left the fleet. I'm the only one that's still here. So maybe they're all like, we can't do this and left. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm staying. I'm shooting whoever whoever gets put in the crosshairs. Bam, down.
it would be one thing if you were somebody who well, number one, every weekend you had some purple fleet that you were fucking on or whatever, and it just so happened that you always seemed to get on the fucking us kills, because then it looks like maybe you're the scout, maybe you're the fucking blue spy, or some shit like that, right?
If you were the
I mean,
hunter,
fucking
then
one
probably
sauce,
worse.
it's like
Yeah, but it was all right. What was it? Jay McClain said that he's like, if you get kicked, don't worry, bro, I'll adopt you. So.
Doll, it's adorable.
Hey, whatever. But yeah, anyways, so that was my experience. Yeah, again, 4 times with that crazy launcher thing, and the only reason I bring it up was because I'm pretty sure we brought it up here on the show and said, look, motherfuckers, it's no big goddamn deal. Yes, they've done this change to the launcher. Go in, put your stuff in again or whatever. But if it's happening to people 3-4 times out there, then that's where you start to sit there and go, okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
This is why I only have one account, because it's 1,000 times easier just to remember one password or whatever.
No, I'm bad. I have the same password on all my accounts, just because it's easier to remember one password.
Well, why wouldn't you have them on all your accounts? I mean, yeah. Although I do change mine up with a
and the worst thing is my
with a
accounts
hex
are
code on each.
it's
I'd have-
my account name, and then the next account is that account name 2, that account name 3, all with the same password.
Oh my god, Drayden. I had a friend.
I'm so good.
You're
at
gonna
this
get
game.
you're gonna get hacked and all your stuff stolen and not get it back. I had a friend actually contract
It's
me a
just
ton
stuff.
of their valuable assets, and they're like, Rain, I think somebody's money laundering through my account. I'm talking to CCP, so they had to submit a ticket to CCP and be like, someone's sending ISK. I don't know who these people are. I didn't log in and do this transaction, and so I had to hold all of their stuff while they're trying to sort that shit out. But apparently they got all figured out and they're okay.
Okay, and somebody just put out there, and those people with 50 plus accounts having to redo them every time. AdamX08 said that. Here's the thing, right? If you've got like 10 accounts, I feel bad for you. If you got 50, nope, fuck you. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for people with 50 accounts because there are a lot of things that they are doing that are completely, way over the top. That it's like whatever. I'm more worried about what I'll call a quasi-typical user, like myself.
Oh man, they're talking about movies. I didn't actually.
If you got more accounts than me, I'm not really worried about it.
No, I've only got 3. I've never needed more. And actually, one of them.
I'm certainly not worried about fucking Talks a Lot Mallow out there, and however many hundreds of pacifier getting fucking accounts she's got from her freaking Scrub Lord farm shit. Totally not worried about the farmers at all.
Look at Rodent. Rodent's gonna do ISK laundering with 50 accounts. He's probably the one hacking my friend.
I've only ever needed one account to like.
I was just thinking about Roden the other day. We got to have him on again at some point. You know what? Tonight might be a good time. Get Roden the fucking get him the new comms details.
Okay, yeah. Let me find him.
How much is too much accounts? You know what? There are no too much accounts. I'm just really like joking about that. The more
Marsha just hit 400 bill. Are you serious? Marsha, send me like 10 bill. I gotta buy some ship skins.
Yeah. The more accounts you have, the better for you. Unless they're alpha accounts, and then whatever. But actually, you know what? We're gonna get to that now. I'm gonna do a shot here.
Whoa.
Shots.
I really, again, I haven't done Tito's in a couple weeks, and oh shit, I left a little in there.
I've just got like 2 bottles sitting here, both
backwashed,
of them about this full, and then I got the new one. But that's because every week I get like a new bottle, and I just start. Well, not every week, but I start drinking off of it, and then it's like I just leave the leftovers. I need to like clean up.
Yeah, having to relog, every day because of that. Yeah, totally. But I'm hoping now they've got that solved. I just feel bad because we did kind of downplay it when it happened, and it's like, look, every once in a while we got to go through this process and whatnot. Although I think one of them was because we didn't log into the EULA, or we didn't like the first time that they made the change, we didn't have to accept the new, and that's one of the other things. And I don't know yet. I have not seen somebody do a comparison out there to find out what the fuck changed about the EULA, because something had to have changed in the EULA for them to make us re-accept the EULA. So
are you sure it just wasn't like a bug in the launcher and it was like, oh, we're too dumb to fix it, so just re-accept?
Do they make because
No, because they did the whole launcher thing, and they made you go through the whole logon thing, and you didn't have to re-accept the EULA at that point. And then like a day later or something like that, or whatever it was, there was you had to re-accept the EULA. So something changed with the EULA. Probably something not to our benefit, but
is it?
I haven't
is it if you try to start a riot?
Noisy says the date on the EULA didn't change. Okay, then maybe they just made us re-accept the fucking EULA. Who knows?
Right,
usually when they make you the last time we had to re-accept the EULA was back around, I believe, was back when they made the change to Miniplex, to what we know as Plex now, divided by 500.
Did you have to re-accept it then?
You had to re-accept the EULA at that time.
When they came out with
I think that was the last
new
time
launcher, I think you had to re-accept it too.
Yeah, you had to do it too.
But see, that's the thing is like they made the new launcher, but they didn't change the EULA at that point. So you had to but that's just because the launcher needed to get, since it's a whole new launcher system. I assumed they needed a confirmation of the EULA and TOS again.
But anyways, I wanted you to give the comms details, the new comms details, to Roden, because number one, I got it to him. I was like driving around the other day, and I'm like, man, I haven't fucking talked to Roden in a while. But the other thing is also because we are eventually going to get to some of this stuff regarding how you can buy isotopes from the next store for like cash or so. No, not that. Well, how isotopes are changing and shit like that. We're gonna eventually get to that, so why not have fucking Roden here? But first, you know what? Before we get to that, look, I don't have a whole fucking lot to say about this. We've already covered how alphas are going from 5 million skill points to 20 million skill points, and it's going all the way up to battleship, and it's going to be cross race and all that kind of stuff. Free training will end at 5 million skill points, and then you'll have to do other things, whether it be switch to Omega or buy big boy skill injectors to complete the other 15 million skill points. But they did come out. They did come out with something the other day about now they're basically creating injectors for alpha accounts. These are injectors that you will be able to buy through the New Eden store for real money or from CCP directly for Plex. I'm going to be completely 100% honest here. I don't give a shit what the hell it is that they do with alphas under any circumstance, as long as it's not better than what they do for omegas, because I really don't think that alphas are all that consequential to where this game is headed from a heart and soul kind of perspective. So in this case here, I just kind of really don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I see, because I don't really care that what amount of level of stuff the alphas get, as long as it's not the same as what I'm paying money for. Because at that point, I'd be like, what the fuck am I paying money for? But yeah, I mean, I don't care, because they're adding 15 million skill point allowance to their thing. I don't know where those skill points are going.
They're making alphas more useful, and that had been announced. And that had been announced before.
That was and
I don't necessarily want to rehash that right there, because I think ultimately it is a good thing. It is a good thing both for what I'll call pure alphas as well as regressed omegas.
Like they weren't adding any Tech 2 allowances for them. They're mainly just like letting them okay, you can fly battleships and stuff now.
You can do Tech 2 small and medium guns.
Right, but
you can only do Tech 1 guns, so battleships aren't that powerful, I want to say.
Yeah, but no, because if you put the meta launcher or meta guns on a battleship,
fucking shooter's like, Dirk is talking really fast, and he just do a bump. No, if I just done a bump, my teeth would be fucking grating together. I'd be talking like this. Ask Matani.
Oh shit!
I had a really terrible fucking conversation with him out in fucking Vegas after that, and it was just he had nothing to do with it other than being on the other side of that conversation. That was not impressive at all. But anyways, yeah.
I remember you came back.
My teeth tend to grind.
It was kind of a shit show.
What?
Huh?
Anyways, yeah.
That's alphas.
But with
that's what we're talking about.
With this here, I mean, look, there was some. Number one, anytime you do anything that has anything to do with money, okay, and in this case, the fact that that alphas can buy these injectors from the New Eden store directly for cash, okay, or you can use little tiny bits of Plex or whatever.
Rodin just resub for 11 months. Apparently, he didn't get a pop-up. I have the alerts up and running, and I didn't see one. So, yeah, thanks for the resub, Run. I
got you, man.
Oh, there he is.
You see CanSing?
ConSing. Yeah, I did. Okay, ConSing just subscribed with Twitch. Thanks for the sub, ConSing. Yeah, these pop-ups aren't coming up. I have the
I don't see Roanons either.
Yeah, Roanons didn't come up, but I will. You know what? I'm gonna get on Discord and message RSG right now about it. So I'll see what I can do.
Freelancer asks, how will CCP market and promote Eve now? I don't know how they market and promote it now. So, I mean...
I got a YouTube, actually. I got a YouTube one where it's like your first day in Eve.
Every fucking video I watch on YouTube has an Eve Online ad.
Tons.
I'm not the guy you're looking for, though. You already got me. Advertise to someone else.
Yeah, I was like,
but one would think that if you go out there and search for things like cookies and all that kind of shit, or should know that you have done some sort of search regarding Eve Online, and therefore once in a while I get nothing but fucking Frederick's of Hollywood and clothes I buy for my wife, and I get all these fucking ads out there for things that I eventually go and spend money on and whatnot, but I don't get a freaking ad for hey, a sale on Eve Online subscriptions or anything like that. And even broader, if you are somebody out there who does not play Eve and maybe did not do a search for Eve Online, right? But maybe you might get an Eve Online ad because you did a search for, I don't know, fucking Elite Dangerous.
I just don't think they really even care to market it. Even back in the day, like years ago, like there hasn't been any change in their marketing strategy overall. But people still get in.
Angry
Oh,
White.
no, yeah. I don't think there's been any change in their marketing strategy. It has always been like this.
Yeah, I mean, we're the driving marketing force, though, aren't we?
Yeah, the players are the advertisement. The players are the content, right?
I've
That
gotten
shit
more
is
people
free.
to try Tito's than Eatos.
Eatos, man, that sounds good.
EITOS, the vodka of choice.
Yeah, but like, I
Man,
mean, as
like
far as the
edible
changes to
vodka?
those alphas, dude, like it feels a lot more like a proper free to play for sure versus alphas at inception. So like if you're a connoisseur of free to play games, they should feel really, really comfortable to you.
Well, yeah, because I mean, even back with the 5 million skill points, like when you were only allowed to do like frigates to cruisers, you were still able to like. I mean, even if you're flying a Tech 1 cruiser with Tech 1 fits, you could still go on roams and do shit with that. Whereas if you look at other games that are like sub to play, that have a technical free to play side of it, like World of Warcraft, you're not doing shit at level 20 at World of Warcraft. Like, you are literally just like getting a little intro. It's like a demo to the game, and it's like, okay, if you actually want to play the game and have fun, you have to pay us money. Whereas you didn't have to do that and now if they're expanding the alpha stuff on Eve, it's like now you can actually like fly battleship fleets and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, all CCP had to do is just let as long as they can open that game for them, they know that the in-game organizations will do their best to accommodate every single fucking alpha player to sit in a goddamn material.
But in the grand scheme of things, okay, now look, we can quibble about little things related to buying skill injectors of any kind whatsoever, whether they be for alphas or for anyone else, right? I mean, one of the main things, one of the main kind of like mitigating sort of I don't want to call it excuses, but mitigating sort of comments that they made when they introduced skill injectors to begin with, right, was the fact that these skill points do not originate out of thin air, that they were earned by somebody else who has elected to extract them and put them into an injector for you and sell it on the market, right? Is there any issue whatsoever with the monetization factor of this? And I don't mean does CCP not have a right to earn fucking money. I just mean, since that was one of the kind of answers given back when they first introduced injectors in the first place, is there any legitimate kind of concern here that what we're seeing is yet again one more further foray into buying things that are not purely cosmetic?
From a in-game market perspective, that's going to be a race to the bottom. It's going to end up being really, really cheap after a few months. But as far as like business practices, it's pretty bad, man. I mean, that really breaks like the spirit of Eve's economy. You know what I mean?
Thedenko, fuck that, Dirk. I want my EA skill points.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, if you notice anything at all in the market, it's an absolute race to the bottom. Especially for something that you don't actually have to have worked in game for, when it's just raw cash. It's not gonna stay super expensive for long. There's no reason to actually keep it at that price level.
Do you guys think with these skill injectors, so this is only like 50,000 and you can buy it directly from CCP for alphas. Do you think they're ever going to move to somewhere where you have the full skill injectors being bought for like real money or whatever?
I mean, it's going to depend on the real money demand, right? And then how they're actually going to incorporate not just the ability to buy directly from CCP, but once you actually have it, is it going to be an actual tradable item? Or is it, God forbid, bound on pickup?
No, they said this one was available to sell on the market based on the
it's gonna
dev
get
blog.
super cheap. It's gonna get pretty cheap.
Okay.
3-4 days ago, the answer would have been an unequivocal absolutely not. They will never allow that for regular skill injectors, right? But now that they've done this, and again, I'm not trying to make a slippery slope argument here. However, okay, you've got to look at certain things that they have done over time in conjunction with what other gaming companies out there, gaming providers are doing, right? And sit there and say, is it possible in the future? potentially it could be possible, right? I mean, a certain number of circumstances would have to fall in line for them to, for them to want to do that. But what used to not, be something that we would never have thought that they would have considered based on the origins of skill injectors, a year plus ago or whatever it was. What was that? That was early 2016, I think that that those came out. But
beginning of 2016, yeah.
Yeah, beginning of 2016. First discussed in late 2015. But at this point, I'm going to say this: all things are possible. All things are absolutely possible. Could be that we have gold ammo one day.
No,
which is fine.
That's
which is
not.
fine.
I'm
Why
not
not?
okay with
Fuck
that.
it.
I'm
Why?
perfectly fine. Microtransactions with anything aesthetic, I have no anyone that
Doesn't have to be crazy. Doesn't have to be crazy better. Doesn't have to be crazy better, right?
All
We've
the
already,
people that
I mean, in a way, we've already got gold ammo. I mean, people don't want to believe that we do, but in a way, we've already do, right? Because the minute that you have allowed real money to come into the game, whether through Plex or otherwise,
You can't shoot people with Plex though.
Well,
no, you can't.
But
you can take your real money. You can buy a Plex. You can sell it for ISK, and with that ISK, you can then go out and buy faction ammo and whatever it is you want.
That aspect. So that's like a pseudo pay to win thing. The thing that because there's a lot of people out there if they hear that there's microtransactions in the game, they're like, oh, fucking pay to win. But it's if it's all cosmetics, that doesn't give you shit. It just makes you look different, which is I don't care about, and I actually don't even care about the Plex thing in the game, because it's yes, you can pay real money to get to supercharge your bank account in the game to basically buy stuff that you don't have to actually work for, whereas other people that don't want to spend money other than just their sub have to go through a bunch of work and effort to get the same amount of ISK to buy the same item, whereas you just rolled out your credit card, dumped X amount of dollars, and just okay, now I can just go buy it. But the thing is you can't do that to buy stuff that is unavailable to anyone else. You are basically buying stuff that's available to everyone. You just circumvented the I have to work for my money aspect of it. But if they make something to where you pay real dollars for an item that is above and beyond what everyone else can get, and the only way to get it is with real money, that's where I put my line and say, fuck that. That is where I will start shouting pay to win. And gold ammo is generally that.
The only time that will probably ever happen is when you make that transition from buying what effectively is a token in Plex and buying directly the item. I would here's $5, Titan, please. That's a little different.
Kind of like Star Citizen.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Give them all Titans. Give everybody fucking Titans.
It's welcome to Eve. Here's your avatar.
Take away skill points in this game. Everybody starts off just being able to fucking play all the fucking things, and the only compensating factor, and the only limiting factor is, do you have the money to buy the things that you would need to do? Let's just.
I don't think money's going to buy people's skill.
If everybody could.
You can give anyone a ship. You can give anyone a ship. You can give anyone the capability of doing something. That doesn't mean they're smart enough to use it. You've seen people, even players who have been playing a long time, have absolutely no idea what to do with the capital.
No,
I just don't know. Or even vice versa. Players who've been playing for 10 years who can't even fly a frigate.
The true limiting factor has always been the person behind the keyboard, right? I mean, that is the true limiting factor.
There are some games where that. I'm thinking ArcAge, where we've had a guy who just spent thousands upon thousands of dollars, and he had such good gear. It took 10 people who were really good at the game to kill him, because he could just kind of mindlessly stand there and cast one heal button, and his armor was so strong you couldn't break through it. Whereas in Eve, no matter how great you have, items you have, no matter how great your ship is, no matter how many Dead Space mods, officer mods, etc., you still could probably die just by being a complete and utter incompetent moron in the game to a bunch of, I don't know, just a bunch of people in frigates or whatever.
Yeah, all it takes is one neglected director to really mess you up.
Yeah, I mean.
And by the way, I'm not going to play it only because then people would have to watch and read and stuff like that while we're doing it. But if you haven't seen this particular GIF,
is that the Manic Velocity one?
Yeah, it's the Manic Velocity one. Shit. What the fuck? The fuck?
This has over 100,000 views? What the fuck?
Wait, where is it?
A GIF?
Where'd you put it?
Joe Barbarian linked it before. But, I don't know. Well, shit. I don't know. Fuck it. I just posted it in the fucking twat channel, the chat channel,
I
the
posted
twat
the
channel. I keep saying fucking Marsha out there, and all I can think of is the never mind.
Wow.
Anyways, whoa,
Whoa!
savage. Anyways, no, totally just fucking joking there, Marsha. Anyways, but yeah, I just it takes a little while, and you got to like read it and shit like that, and it fucking takes away from people's like dual concentration, because right now they are like I don't know if they're fucking cool at all. Hold on, I will allow your fucking auto modded whoa bitch, rude, crude, and lewd. Anyways, it was totally a slip of the fucking tongue. Anyways, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Fucking watch it, play it. I don't give a shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I watched it.
It really is good. But it has nothing to do with this alpha thing. It really goes back to
that movie.
It goes back to skill injectors in general. Okay, which of course were their own kind of pain point sort of thing. This here is kind of an evolution of that. And look, I am all for trying to get fucking new players into this game, new blood into this game, legitimate new blood, not just some fucking ancient motherfucker who's out there playing on a goddamn alpha or any of that.
Are you making fun of baby boomers, Dirk?
No, I'm talking about Omegas who give up being a legitimate fucking Omega to go out there and be an alpha, right? And I'm afraid that some of the changes they're making are kind of moving in that direction. And who knows? Maybe what we're seeing is a an evolution of the game where eventually we will all be this kind of alpha sort of thing. Free to play. Okay, this free to play, but like pay for things along the way and whatnot. That kind of maybe the game is evolving itself. Maybe all of our subscription kind of theories and whatnot are evolving themselves.
As a business model, there's not a lot of games out there that are kind of like half and half the way, say, Albion, Arcade, and Eve are. It tends to be you're all in free to play or you're all in sub, and sub games as a model is quite rare as is.
Albion, I tried it.
They are rare.
I played it for a week and gave up.
They are rare, and there was a really good, sadly I was at work today, so I couldn't participate in it, or really good that I was at work today, and therefore couldn't participate in it, and other people were able to have the conversation. It was in Talking in Stations, and Carneros, okay, who's the head of the Bastion, but is also a senior guy over at Daybreak Games, was sort of taking, there was a lot of talk about this whole EA shit and all that kind of stuff, and all the shitting on EA and whatnot. And look, EA are not stupid fucking people, right? They know what people will kind of pay for. People may get their asses burned out about things, but they're a game company that can invest in kind of the mental resources it takes to understand.
If they were
doesn't
a
mean they
stupid
won't fuck
company
up,
on
right?
a business perspective, they wouldn't be a giant successful company.
Well, exactly. Okay,
people might not like them, but they're very
taking
wealthy and very successful.
He was taking the standpoint that, look, there are things that game manufacturers have to do out there in order to generate fucking revenue. Otherwise, they can't put out games. And if what you think is that you can make them, because you employ a bunch of fucking sweatshop workers in China or whatever it is, that's not really a successful, long-term sort of fucking business model, right? Hire the cheapest possible fucking labor out there and hope they can put a game together that sells. You need to be able to put together quality things at reasonable prices that people are willing to pay for. And how you do that, I mean, he was bringing up a whole bunch of different kind of things, and it was a really good kind of conversation. And this is one of those things that I think that CCP has a difficult time with, because EVE Online is different. The whole MMO genre is obviously different from the single player genre, and things like that. I mean, back in my fucking day, we bought a goddamn box game from Babbage's or wherever the hell we got it. We took it home and we fucking played it, and there were 16 3.5-inch diskettes in there, whatever. Shit's different now, and all of these companies are having to fucking adapt. And EVE, given the type of game it is, the subscription model technically works really well here, right? I mean, it's just something that works really well for you having the most premium of kind of, services, right? But the more that you begin to add in this sort of second model to it, this free to play, but you pay for other things, and that begins to get closer to kind of what an Omega is. It gets a little, it gets a little fucking hairier.
Yep. Marsha is Oh, I want a heart.
Marsha's just in a really fucking combative mood tonight, and normally I would sit there and fucking like invite her in, but man, I just don't want to fucking like lash at her like like during this show. I'll do it during the fucking after
Dirk
show.
is a blank. We'll pay Isk for good insult.
Dirk's a fucking cock. I mean, I just am. But,
I said popsicle.
Whatever. I mean,
she said I want a heart.
I'm really trying hard not to Anyways, but yeah, I think that there are a number of things that are involved here. I think the subscription model plays really well to EVE Online. This is a game that goes on. We're all on the same fucking shard. We're all expected to kind of like, sort of carry the weight of this, right? However, I do want to see new players get involved in this game, and I want to see them be able to do things that they find enjoyable and then decide to kind of upgrade.
I mean, that's tough. I mean, is there actually? I guess it all depends on your perception of EVE, right? I mean, if you're let's say you're just a regular MMO player, but you never actually played EVE before, like ever at all. What's gonna be the draw? If the draw becomes I want to be in big fights, then you're gonna get lost in the sauce real quick in those big organizations potentially.
Well,
Like individual
and there are
progression.
trade-offs, and this is one of the things that I fucking love about EVE is that look, there are a lot of different ways that you can go in this fucking game. I mean, fucking Hilmar tweeted out some shit today, which is like number one. I hate when fucking Hilmar tweets out stuff about EVE Online, but he tweeted out something, and it had to do with a fucking article that was written out there, and about the best MMOs or something like that. I forget what the fucking article was totally. But EVE was in there, and like the last line in it is like, EVE is like, this makes EVE like the best social simulator type experience out there, sort of thing. Life? Okay. In the grand scheme, in the grand fucking scheme of things, and that's kind of one of the jokes that we've been making for years is that EVE is not a fucking game. It is a social simulator. It is a social economic kind of world simulator, with a game wrapped around it. The game is sort of the illusion,
side,
but the rest of it is kind of a real thing.
That makes it really dangerous though, because then you can very quickly, and I think we kind of see that already. You can very quickly graduate from we're a group of space nerds playing EVE to just we're a group of nerds that are hanging out in the bar and we used to play EVE, right? You kind of very quickly make that social evolution, right?
Yeah.
Well, but anyways, I do want to bring this back. I want to bring it back to the to the alpha question, to the injector question. Does anybody have any real issue over this? Because like I said at the beginning of this, I have zero fucking issue with almost anything they do with alphas. Because the thing that's going to make EVE Online successful or not successful, alphas will help with that, and you can do things that kind of like improve their experience. But really, it's all about graduating to full-fledged like get fucking active status.
I'm totally all for people giving CCP money and funding the company to get newer players out of a Tristan and into a real ship. Bam!
We gotta have ships for girls.
We're still in Tristans and Atrons.
Hey, I lost a Dami the other day. That's a real ship.
It's way too fat for me. No way.
I don't believe it.
It's a potato. But no, the other thing
Sentry Jones?
I was not using sentries. I was using just heavies, mediums, lights. But no, I think the only slight issue I would have is buying SP for ISK, which I always thought, or for real life money, which I always kind of thought was weird. But at the same time, it's so minor that it's like, whatever.
Well, is it? I guess you're gonna have to kind of see the math, though, right? I mean, because it's a daily injector, right? And how much of those do you need to match the training for a month?
It's not just a daily injector, right? Okay, it is a daily injector of 50,000 skill points.
Shots.
Okay, it is a daily injector of 50,000 skill points, all right, that you can only use once every 24 hours, okay, hence why it's fucking daily, okay? But it's also at a fucking premium. I mean, what you're going to pay for that, it doesn't mean that alphas can use straight up fucking, like, legit big boy skill injectors, right? Even the mini injectors?
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay, so if you go the alpha route for this, okay, and you pay real cash to the to the New Eden store or whatever, look, you're really doing it in a less efficient way that you can do other ways. So at least they baked that kind of part of it into it.
Yeah, it's a real convenience, I guess, huh?
Daily, you know what, Joe Barbarian? It could, daily could mean like it's not a new fucking day until you change clothes.
It's after every downtime, is what the dev blog says.
Exactly. So you could totally fucking buy your alpha noobjector, like at, I don't know, like a couple hours before downtime, plug it in, and then do it again a couple hours later.
Yeah, game it. Holy
Yeah.
crap!
But then of course you got to wait 24 hours from then.
Ominous
so, I mean,
Grim Reaper just posted a full essay. Hold on, I got to read this.
The issue is big organizations in the game using alphas as cannon fodder instead of player. Look at the game, their go-to game. Alphas need true proper training and show a pass so they can enjoy the game their way. That's what they're trying to do, alphas. Well, I mean, some organizations do
everybody
that.
in this fucking
a lot
game
of organizations
true proper
do
training.
that.
It doesn't matter whether you're an alpha or an omega. Everybody fucking needs that. I mean, so it's like, let's, obviously nobody should be out there. We would hope that we don't take fucking advantage of alphas and all that kind of stuff. But that applies to literally that even applies to vets in this game who've been around and left for a while and came back or.
I was gonna say there's a lot of organizations where when they find new players who are eager to learn the game, they want to just try anything and everything. Like that's what they love. Dirk just dipped,
I think he's totally puking. He had that
maybe.
oh shit panic look on his face. Either that or the wife's mad.
Well, he glanced. So yeah, it looked like Kate might have been there. But no, so I mean, there are some organizations. I can't really think of any that come to mind where they just manipulate new bros to do whatever they want. Do you guys remember the story about those people who are just stuck out in nullsec mining endlessly type thing?
Goon Braze.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that asshole who thought he could smack talk me.
That's the
and
exception
I
to the rule.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at all these other organizations, you think of Brave, Pandemic Horde, even Karma Fleet, all these massive nullsec alliances who do all this and that, and then they're still able to recruit newbies, teach them how to play the game, and that's what they're set up for. Even stuff like Red versus Blue, or I think there's even a lot of high sec, low sec organizations where they'll be oh yeah, come join us. Faction warfare space is notorious for that.
Alphas can still vote with their feet, right? They can still walk away from an organization. So if they're treated like shit, if they're manipulated, if they're exploited, then they'll just walk away. Or they'll stop playing, which is even worse.
And I was gonna say, and if they're not, then there's usually almost always an Omega player, a long-standing player.
I went off to have a slippery nipple. My wife was pouring slippery nipples.
Oh.
So there's long-standing normal players who end up
I can't do those
somehow
on
catching
air.
wind, who end up somehow catching wind on of all these manipulation of the alphas. I mean, that's what I did. I found that's how the Goon Beret started. I found these alphas being manipulated, so I report them. I guess in the hindsight, I found this guy who was a complete asshole to me. Told him to the Mittani. Mittani sent Scooter on him. Scooter found out and changed his path and saved.
So when you find something wrong going on, you go to the Mittani and you're like,
no.
Can you do something about this, King of all social justice?
This guy. So I'm on my alpha account, and I'm not even I think I was interacting in the rookie chat. Yeah, I was just interacting in the rookie chat. And this guy just goes ham on me, hey man, come join. And I'm looking, I'm who the fuck is this guy? Because I was thinking it was a friend or something. I found my new account, so I shit talk him, and then I CC Elise, Grath, and Mittani, and he we're just going back and forth, and I just keep sending the messages out. Grath and Elise don't say shit. Mittani's just Yorain,
so
I got your back.
You're saying that you brought your social justice issue to Elise and Grath. Now, I understand why Grath didn't take up your social justice issue. But Elise, I thought, might have done it. But
believe it or not,
in hindsight...
has a very strong stance on moral
Well,
issues.
he has a very strong stance on some things, but
I'm just saying, when it comes to real, actual,
but maybe Elise didn't have the resources to actually do something about it.
So
Whereas
the thing
Mittani's
was,
no, I got somebody that can fuck this guy.
Yeah, well,
the thing
I know
was,
a guy that they could.
Yeah, and so that's what it was. Because to me, it was probably me just being more dramatic than I probably should have been. The guy was pretty rude to me. But it wasn't I face rude people all the time. I don't give a fuck. Who cares?
Why didn't you come to me about somebody who was rude about you?
Because you have no power in the game, Dirk. You only
I
have
know,
power over Twitch.
But I would have been vocally rude to him.
But that was the joke, right?
When Mittani's don't worry, I'll take care of him. Did he put a wizard hat on?
No. So
Mittani about him or something.
Mittani replies back to me, and he CC's Scooter on it, and he's like, hey Scooter, can you take care of this? And Scooter's yeah, no problem. So then me and Scooter start talking, and I'm yo Scooter, this is how it started. This is what I'm thinking. Blah blah blah. And so Scooter's yo, don't worry, Rain, I'll crush his hopes and dreams. And then that's when Scooter started realizing, like, this guy just wasn't being an asshole to me, that he was like an asshole to all these new bros he recruited. He forced them out into nullsec, which as a new character is super scary. Like, I remember I did that as a new character, but I had people helping me, like legitimately helping me, teaching me the game. This guy just brought them out, made them mine, like lied to them a bunch, had some weird shit going on in his Discord, and that's
I
when
just
like
want to hashtag White Knight for people. I don't want to actually like go out there and find people that will go out there and
So,
and,
yeah,
and
so-
like
You just want a virtue
in-game,
signal, that's all you wanna do.
cut off their hands.
So like it was like, yeah, I guess it kind of started out as, I guess if you want to call it white knighting, but then it turned into Scooter attempting to save new bros and the goon berets and like kind of goons like
Wait,
bad
you feel
guys
like
turn
you
good
are
guys.
wait,
Anything like out
Wait,
in
are-
Vegas? Did you have to pay back or?
Are we talking about
I
the
don't think
Scooter
so.
McCabe?
Yeah.
Saving
Scooter
new bros.
McCabe.
Yes. Oh my God, do you not
Yeah,
fucking remember
do you
the
not
story
remember that
from when it
story?
actually
Help,
happened?
like Scooter helping people, like
Yeah, so he brought a bunch of goons
Do you
all the way
even
to his
no strings
stage.
attached.
No.
No strings
Yeah,
attached.
like yeah, 100%, no strings attached. He just wanted to help the
Like
new
no,
bros.
no, like I'll help you for X amount. Like let me hold your stuff and I'll
No,
help you.
he didn't double anyone's ISK. It was
Yeah,
he
they
went out
have-
there and
He,
rescued new bros.
he unironically saved people.
I can't believe this. It's not true. Fake news.
It was like
Jesus
the
Christ.
oddest like development of a story that like I think I've ever experienced, but it was like actually kind of amazing.
That's one of my favorite Eve stories.
But yeah. So who was that? That was, I forget who called us out. I think it was Ominous. Oh, he's talking. So right now he's talking about Lowsec, and there are Ominous
Oh.
Grim Reaper. I think he was.
I'm like,
made
is
pitch-
ominous different than inominate?
No.
Or did you just miss the in part of that word?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Nuker. I don't have a good mic. But no. So he was asking about like good like alliances for new players to join, thinking that a lot of people kind of shit all over new bros, and that's not really the case. So now he's talking about Lowsec, and I agree. Like Lowsec needs some love. There are groups out there especially if you look for faction warfare. If you like as a new player want to do
What are you
faction
talking about?
warfare.
Lowsec needs some fucking love. So far in the month of fucking November, they have mined the shit. Noisy Gamer is out there mining like a fucking crazed maniac because they have mined more apparently in the month of November than they did like in all of Eve.
Because
history
nobody
combined or
mines
something.
in Lowsec. That's the point. Is that with the new moon mining, now it counts as like actual like you're in a mining ship and you have to mine the asteroid. Nobody mined in Lowsec before. It was all like faction warfare.
Noisy
plexing.
did. Noisy was out there. He was fucking mining like a fucking Noisy Gamer.
He's been scouting moons. Also, I actually
November
really like moon
2017
probing.
is now the all-time biggest month for low-sec mining volume, and we're only 17 days in so far. That was 13 hours ago from CCP Fozinator. It's because fucking Noisy's out there. Noisy has, I'm gonna tell you right now, Noisy has made a contract with every fucking low-sec entity out there and said, look, I'll come by and fucking mine your shit. Just like, give me, I don't know, 51% of all of the fucking take.
There's a lot of
And that's
a
why
lot of
that guy
activity.
has not been talking as much lately in talking stations because I know he's out there fucking mining like a madman.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of activity around Amamake space. I know
Oh man,
we've been getting like people around. I think Snuff moved nearby, so that'll be fun.
I have an idea. I'm thinking about doing it.
Actually, Joe Barbarian says, "Do you really trust what Fozzie says?" In this case, I do. When they throw out statistics that benefit them, they're usually true. However, they typically only throw out statistics that benefit them. Obviously, right?
Yeah.
My God, this fucking. Can we turn on? Is there like a / turn off fucking moderator for our show? I mean, just for our show. Like, if there's anybody
You
out
mean,
there
like, for
listening from
ads?
INN or whatever. No, this stuff this stuff where it's like somebody types something. Stop. Cap strongest.
Oh, you mean the red bar and
put-
it circles it
Cap
great? That means that
strongest,
it
like-
recognizes a offensive word and it's like, hey,
Yeah,
moderators, do you want to look at this?
So let me
Just ignore it, it's
read
fine.
what it was he wrote. I would, but the locals are retards in my section.
Yeah, because
They
retards
are-
was said,
they
it's
are
like
getting ri-
it
they
kinda
are-
highlight it
They
flags
are
it. It's like
reducing
moderators,
the
do you
R
want to look
word
at
in
this?
Twitch.
Yeah, so it's a new thing with Twitch where any words that Twitch recognizes as an
I
offensive
put in
word,
I
it
put
highlights it
in
for the
exclamation point game Eve Online. Okay, and I'm sorry, but in Eve Online, that is still acceptable. So I would like Twitch to please give Eve Online its exemption from retire the R word.
Drayden, do a /.
But see, now Technica just went Twitch are retards. So that went through. So now I don't even fucking know. Maybe it was locals.
Okay, so I've
I've
done the thing. I've done the thing. I've unbanned Iron Bank from the Twitch chat. I have to re-ban him at the end of the show because I think he's banned for a reason, and I think the Matani leadership will be like, you can't just unban Iron Bank from our chat.
Fuck that shit.
What are you
It's not
doing?
typing.
But I'm doing it for our show, and then I'll ban him at the end of the show.
No, don't fucking ban him.
No,
Just
I
let
have to.
somebody else
No,
fucking
he was
him later.
banned. He was banned by someone. I can't just leave him unbanned. I'll get in trouble for that. But I'm
course you
unbanning
can.
him for the show, and then
You
I'll
can.
ban him at the end of
Hold
the
on.
show.
You know what? We could have like
We've been talking in a
court
whisper.
thing
We've been
right
talking
now
like-
where we decide that like a reprieve was necessary.
No. Because I don't get to make those decisions. That's the higher up's choice. I'm just a grunt.
Well, you just made a fucking decision. You made a decision to unban.
Yeah, but for our show. But
What's wrong with unbanning him, Dirk?
in the long run,
I'm not
I
saying
have to
there's
ban
anything
him
wrong with
again,
fucking unbanning
because
him. I'm
if
saying-
he was
I'm saying
banned
don't
by
be
the
a
higher
person
ups
like,
for a
you know-
reason, I can't just leave him unbanned because that's like some
Don't
like,
try
you
and
know,
hide it under the covers later.
that's like a prison
stand by and be like,
security
"Yeah, I
guard
did it."
being like, "Hey, I like this prisoner though, so I just let him out." And I
day pass.
instead of putting him back in later, I
Day
just
passed
decided he
him.
could just go free. Like, you know,
Oh my
he's a
god, that
good
should be
guy,
something.
he can go.
Twitch, if you really want to do something other than apparently ban the word retard, but if you put an S on it, your algorithm doesn't fucking catch it. Give day passes. Give day passes. Where
Well,
we
that's
can
what
have
I
a
said.
ban,
Like,
but then
he,
give a
he
day
was saying
pass.
he's like it'll be like day release. So yeah, I gave Iron Bank a day release for the next.
I'm just glad to see fucking Irons
Hour.
like fucking up this late at night. It's like
He's
whatever,
got
man.
1 hour
Yeah.
of free time, and then he goes back into the corner.
But yeah, anyways, okay, so look, the one singular only issue that I originally brought up with this fucking alpha thing was the fact that obviously it is through the New Eden store, right? That the skill points that come to what somebody can buy it for cash or otherwise do not originate with another player. Which is something that this game has been trying to migrate to for years, where virtually everything comes through the efforts of somebody else, the efforts and or time of somebody else. So I was a little disappointed to see that. Not that I want to see it benefit these fucking farmers that are out there that have done nothing but bloat numbers in ways that, whatever. Anyways, yes, but you were bitching about SP farmers. See, and I just did that. So you're on a fucking delay, so you just totally fucking heard it. There you go. Fuck you too. Okay. Look, I'm not saying it to benefit them. I'm saying it more from the thing of, from time immemorial in EVE Online, okay, there have been certain currencies in this game. And the primary currency of this game was time. The time to go out and grind, the time to go out and mine, the time to accrue skill points, all of that sort of thing, right? That was part of the equation. And in this case here, it's not part of the equation. That is fucking quibbling about what's going on here with this. Overall, it's good that fucking, alphas can go out there and buy some injectors that will speed them along to finding out whether or not they really want to play this game fucking full time. That is the much bigger overriding factor of all of this. And, how CCP decided to get there, and if it gets them some extra income, fucking great. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
because
don't care.
again, fuck it, whatever.
Well, it's like everyone's been like the Omega's got way better skill injectors. You can get 500,000 skill points.
But an alpha can inject those as well. The problem is that probably an alpha can't afford one for a while. Therefore they have to wait until they can afford one and buy one.
Or dump the money.
Whether it be a micro, or a fucking, legit big boy pants, injector.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with these. Now, the one thing that is weird is that regular pilots.
I said
only
tonight,
for alphas.
Latteral asked what was going to be on the fucking topic for today. I'm like, that fucking alpha injector shit. But you know what? That won't take long because honestly,
It's
I don't
been
give
like
a
an
fucking
hour
shit
and
about
20
it.
minutes.
I'm like, but you know what? I know it will take a while because as soon as I fucking bring it up, it'll be a fucking long ass conversation.
Yeah, it's like I'm just surprised that the alphas get this thing and the Omegas can't use it. Why not? Why not let it make it available for both?
Megas like to abuse
Because
him
you're
more.
already training at
what
right
this
speed.
year? Make
That's
what available?
well,
for
yeah,
both?
but at the same time,
The
it's like
bullshit
so it's just a
injector,
days. It's
or
just a quick. It's a cheap injector because
You
regular
kinda
injectors are
already
much
get
more
that
expensive.
seasonal
You
want
already
a
have
cheap
fucking
injector if you're just
mini
like, I just want
injectors.
this battleship skill. I don't
you
want.
you
like,
already
a
have
month of
mini
skills.
injectors.
Seasonal ones.
You have mini injectors that you can use as many of per day, or you can graduate yourself up to big boy pants fucking injectors. You can either do the 500,000 or wherever the fucking diminishing returns are that are with, real injectors, or even the fucking micro injectors or whatever. This is for fucking alphas. An Omega would not want to buy one of these things. Now, if what you're saying is the method by which you buy it, I would like to buy my big boy injector straight from CCP for real life cash.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying
No,
just these
I
little
was-
stupid fucking injectors that are only for fucking like in alpha state
I was
characters?
just like surprised that like alphas can use this, but Omegas can't. I understand like Omegas wouldn't necessarily want them, but just the fact that it's like, why not?
Have
let
something
them?
we don't.
Yeah. Why do they get this shit? And I don't get it.
Like, I like it too.
I pay me $15 a month. I want to buy
Omegas
an
can use it. They just gotta
I wanna
drop
buy
to
an
alpha
inferior
first.
injector sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but I'll be honest. Like in this, if you're not buying all the things as a market person in preparation for December, you're really late in the game, man. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
Is now a
Do
good
you
time?
think
Is
Plex
now a
will
good
go
time
up
to
or
buy
down
Moon
because
Gil?
of this, Jordan?
Like, well, to be honest, like if you didn't buy stuff from the fuel news, like plus 6 hours, dude, you're late. Stop. It's too late. It's too
No,
late.
don't do
wait
it.
for it to correct.
This is not the fucking old days. This is not the old days when a dev blog could sit around for like 3-4 hours and like 3-4 days and we could talk about it like the next time and like tell you to buy fucking technetium when they were getting rid of
Because
fucking
people
drone
can find
alloys. This
out.
is not
You
those
know-
fucking
you know why,
times.
you know why people can find out
The,
about this
arbit-
quicker?
the arbitrage opportunities get fucking canceled out in this game after 6-8 hours at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Plus 6 hours.
The
dude,
money
that's
in the
it.
game able to fucking like launch into the market even on the fucking low end stuff and whatnot is just so much at this point that
It's because Total Eve gives you the quick.
Yeah, man,
no,
it
it's not,
doesn't
it's
really-
not. It's not because of Total Leave. It's because of the fucking money in the game. The fucking news spread so fucking fast,
And the stuff came in
the people
CC
jumped the
pretty
fuck on
quick.
it.
Yeah, I mean, it was available in CC already, and people were just like, "Oh, this is happening.
Yep.
Thanks." Yeah,
And
I don't know.
that's right.
That's kind of bad to be available.
And
like
that's
that
right.
on testing.
Is that it actually front ran the news of it, right? Was that the fact that people are out there on CC, and and that's one of the things, right? You've got people out there that hang their whole fucking time out, they're on CC. You're just looking for changes that are coming down and whatnot. And hey, test server works for people. Want a market tip, Dirt? Yeah, give me a fucking
I
market
mean,
tip.
to be
there,
honest,
freelancer.
Matto actually kind of talked to it too when he started doing his streams from a few days ago. But like the prices of moon materials, you'd think would be behaving in a specific way because of the refiners, but they're actually not. It's actually quite inverse. It's really, really strange. It hasn't quite evened out yet, but I think I called out like racial plates or something from my trading show this week. So we'll see how that pans out.
But let's quick go, not quick go, fuck quick go. This was actually the big
Is that
fucking.
like just Pasco collect $100?
Oh,
$100.
by the way, I just want to go through one other little bullet point here that I think Rain threw in. The CSM tried to. Okay, number one, I think last week we may have mentioned the fact that there was some news that was going to be coming out like Monday or sometime thereafter.
Make people mad.
That was going to make people mad depending on how it was worded and all that kind of shit. Apparently, this whole fucking alpha thing was it. And quite honestly, when this fucking alpha thing came out, it was kind of like, meh, alphas. I mean, like, if the person that had told me this, like, had just said it has to do with alphas, I would have sat there and went, it will make some people mad, but generally it will not be fucking like legit anger. But I didn't know that, so it could have been fucking anything at that point. I feel bad about that. But one of the things, the CSM tried to figure out a break or exploit. Does any come to mind? I don't know of a fucking break or exploit that is related to this.
Does anyone in chat know?
If anybody else out there knows, please throw it up in chat. Now, mind you, okay, apparently the original thoughts on this and the original communications of it were much fucking dirtier than what came out. And there were some things that supposedly the CSM apparently got involved with helping to write the actual announcement of this. And also, like, you know, really headed off some potential issues that may have been involved with this. But again, alphas, I'm sorry. Look, until alphas become consequential in their own fucking right in this goddamn game, just keep doing whatever you can to get fucking new players without allowing old players to be able to exploit it.
Right.
It's always been the goddamn problem.
I
with
said,
fucking
that's
alphas.
it.
As
Don't
long
let
as they
fucking
don't
old
allow
players
alphas to
exploit it
use
in some way.
Sinos, I don't think there's a whole big exploit for the existing players to like. Because that, if you let alphas be Sino pilots, that you will see a massive influx of literally millions of characters instantly, because people
Well,
just be making
you
Sino
can't dual
pilots
box them, though.
everywhere.
But you can't dual box them.
Yeah, you can't
but
do
it doesn't matter
So, you know
because
what?
Like, my
it
Sino
actually does
days
from
when
that-
I
from
was
that
jump
standpoint,
like using my jump freighter, I logged account in, lit a Sino. All right, logged that out while the Sino was still running because fuck it, who cares if it dies? Log the next account in, lit a Sino. So it's like you could just do that with alphas and just only have one logged in at a time.
Oh man, Joe Barbarian says LB drink. Like LB, he's like calling you the fuck out. He's like going,
Yeah, well,
why
that
don't
was
you
because
drink
I was
when
trying
they
to
drink?
I was trying to
and-
call a shot and I was trying to do this like Pong thing on my camera and I was really fucking it up and LB was just like, fucking drink it, you dumb.
Well, where'd LB
Just
go?
drink it. I have to
Right
watch
here.
this now.
Camera crash.
He's not up on my cam.
LB became
I
a
have to beat
trap.
it though.
The person that
hold on.
he's got the Ecuadorian guy up on the camera.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so LB's face is definitely like, please stop, motherfucker.
Fuck, I
just
can't wait
drink
for him to
your
come back
goddamn
up on
drink.
camera. I'm doing a shot.
Okay, that's good.
Because now we're getting into the fucking bitter meat of it. The bitter
Oh,
the bitter
time to take a
fucking
nap.
meat of it.
The bitter
Time to
meats.
take a nap.
What?
Jump fuel, jump fatigue, and moon goo changes. All right, so look, let me just throw out the fucking headlines of this. Isotope and moon goo volumes were reduced. They were reduced.
They were
Reduced.
reduced.
They were reduced.
Reduced.
They were reduced during the Lifeblood release. Okay. However, coming in December, we have got an increase in liquid ozone required in fuel blocks. We have got an increase in fuel use for blops by 56%. We've got an increase in fuel use for all other jump-capable ships by 100%. Isotope volume is being reduced by 40% to 0.03 M3. However, that comes after a 50% reduction from 0.1 M3 to 0.5 M3 that came about in the Lifeblood release for no fucking apparent reason. So something tells me they
You mean a zero?
they like put
a point
was that
zero
in the patch notes? Was that in the patch notes, or did that just fucking happen and they forgot
I
to
don't know, but
like
you
oh
mean
shit, we didn't mean to do it
0.005,
now, we
but-
meant to do it later.
But then they reduced it further. Now, so here's the thing. Essentially, what this all breaks down to is
And jump freighter fuel bays are being increased by 20%.
right. So it's like essentially, it's like what they're doing is it's going to cost you a lot more isotopes to jump. Like it's a like he said, like 40 or 50 something percent for blops for every other capital ship. 100 that can cost you twice as much fuel to jump, but fuel takes up less space, and they're increasing the bays on jump freighters. So essentially, what they're doing is on a full stocked fuel bay, you can go farther in Eve with every capital ship and blops even. They between the different ships they vary, but you can go a lot farther on a full fuel bay. But it will take more isotopes, so it's going to cost you more to go that far. It's going to cost you more to go. It's going to cost you twice as much in pretty much every capital ship to go the same distance, which sucks because.
So why?
But
I don't
but
wanna pay
your
twice
fuel-
as much
but
to
your
jump my
fuel
jump
bay
speeder
can
around?
hold more.
That's the thing that they focus on. Like, but you could go so much farther. It's like, yeah, who cares about going farther? It's going to
It's
cost
not
me
that you-
twice as
it's not
like.
that you can
I
actually
know
go
how
that
far
much
I have
farther.
to. I don't
But
need
if
to
you're
go twice
actually
as far.
jumping,
I
your
just
fuel
need to go
cost
from
really
here to
should be
here, and it's
secondary.
cost me twice as much to go from here to here now. Fuck that.
Yeah, but you're flying on capital. You got the money.
Yeah, but I'm flying a jump freighter and like because my specific thing is like I was about to reset my jump freighter pilot. I'm gonna do it anyway, and I'm gonna get back into moon just reactions. I'm not mining moon goo. I'm not doing anything. I'm just buying shit out of the markets, reacting it, and selling it for a profit. But now that it costs twice as much to do my jump fader runs.
So now
That's cutting into my profit margin.
No. But now you're faced with a decision. Now you're faced with a decision.
Because
That's
part
great.
of your
That's
expense
good.
equation about what going and getting those things and bringing it back are fucking worth. I mean, look, these are the kinds of decisions that we've had to make in fucking Eve for a fucking long time. This is not the first time this has fucking happened, people. Back during the fucking Cryos expansion in 2014, okay, they made fucking similar changes. And I'm gonna look back here. Let's see here. In 2014, as part of the Cryos expansion, isotopes were reduced in volume by 50%. They used to be 0.15 M3, and they got reduced down 50. No, that's not 50%. I think it's 1/3. 1/3 to 0.1. Okay, because they increased consumption for all fucking jump capable ships by 50%. All right, now here we are with a fucking. No, I think it was only. I'm pretty sure it was only 50%. I'm pretty sure it was only 50% increase in consumption for jump-capable ships, jump portal generation, and doomsday devices. Okay.
It was like 40-something%.
And again, this was an answer back then. This was an answer back then to changes with the whole fucking ice mining kind of thing that was going on out there. So this is not the first time that this has fucking happened. All right. During Lifeblood, for no apparent fucking reason at the time, okay, they reduced the M3 of isotopes by 50%. Okay, so they took it from 0.1 to 0.05 M3, okay, per unit. All right, and here they've now reduced it a further 40% from the 0.05 to 0.03, while also fucking bumping shit up by 100% on most ships, 50%, 56% on fucking blobs. Now, why? Why though?
They want increased
because
fuel
this
usage.
is fucking welfare.
For the ice
This is a
miners?
fucking jobs program for fucking ice miners.
Yeah, it's going to increase
And they are
the
so
demand.
unimaginative about what you should do about fucking miners who live in West Virginia, other than saying
West Virginia.
mine more coal.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Did I mix my fucking realities?
Well,
Yeah,
with the
it's
with
blatantly
the
what it
pauses
is. It's
going
like
away,
they
I
want
mean,
more ice shit to be used. They want the ice markets to be more profitable.
They don't
And
want
their
them
base
to
is
be
like,
used
you
more.
have
Can we
to
let
use-
necessarily.
Rodin answer
You
because
have
he's
to
the
be-
market guy?
You have to use more fuel to jump your ships, and if you want to
Let him
build
be the
fuel pods,
sensible
you
market
need
guy.
more of the liquid ozone and the heavy water, which is fine because most people just dump that shit anyway because it's not really used for a whole lot. So like the liquid ozone and heavy water change, pretty much ineffective. Like I mean, it's like it'll just help clear up and actually give a use to that extra stockpiles of shit that no one ever wants. That's cheap as fuck anyway. Like that, I don't think is gonna have a big impact. The higher isotope usage might have an impact. I don't know what impact it'll have, but that's the big one.
I mean, it's definitely got like traditional ice miners excited for sure, but with pauses going away and
Get
that
shittier.
source
To
that
Marsha.
and that need for fuel is going to be going away. I mean, it makes sense to kind of tweak the numbers to artificially make demand, but yeah, I mean, it is it is kind of a cheesy way to actually create demand, I guess. But it's from a macroeconomic perspective. I'm really not sure how else you can really fix that.
Well, look, number one, every time God lays his fucking hands down into this game, okay, doing a bunch of tweaks and shit like that, right? It is going to have that kind of
Fuzzy?
impact. Therefore, God in this game, okay, is the developer, right? Anytime they make a fucking change, they need to have some offsetting changes as well. The question is, here's the thing, right? The demand side of the equation was part of an imaginative kind of thing, right? We're getting rid of pauses, which is going to reduce demand. So therefore, we need to go over there and find something that can offset that. Oh, fucking unimaginative. Let's just lay it on the backs of fucking capital owners, as opposed to the other things that they're doing in this game that also have to do with the structures that are replacing their fucking pauses. They don't deal with that at all. What they do is they just sit there and go, fuck it, you know what, double fucking capital
They
consumption.
may be afraid to
which
actually do it on the
totally
structure
which
end.
totally should have happened perhaps anyways. but maybe it should have even been more by them doing something with structures.
I mean,
Okay.
if the first round of structures were actually quite indicative of people just installing them and then leaving them alone, that's not very positive into actually changing your macroeconomic metrics to kind of lean on the structures if they're actually not, if they've already been evidenced to not be used even in high sec like that.
What the structure? If they had required fuel usage of the structures from day one.
As far as, I mean, you now you can just install it and let it be, and it's just basically one big suitcase for yourself, and no fuel. And we killed so much of those things.
The jump fuel changes. The jump fuel changes may totally make sense. They may totally make sense in fucking isolation. To use them as kind of the crutch for, you know what? All of these pauses, especially the ones that were used for fucking reactions, okay? Staging towers, few. Normal, just fucking daily use towers because you live in a fucking system and we're using a pause to live out of, minor. Compared to the number of fucking reaction towers that existed throughout space, they knew this. They knew this was coming, right? Like even when you're building up the idea of how we're going to change over and convert from pause code to some new structures code and whatnot, you knew that eventually this was going to come.
Well, this
sit there and use that as the reason, and they've got other things in here. You know, we can go to
this was the thing I've been talking about for a long time, is that before you had to have, for every moon that you wanted to mine or just do reactions, you had to have a tower on every separate moon, and all those towers took fuel blocks. Now you have these refineries, and you can have dozens.
6 p.m. where Drayden lives, 9 p.m. where I live.
Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
I can't
9 p.m.
fucking
Eastern.
drink during the daytime.
UTC now it's 0200. It used to be 0100. So UTC is the only one that changes with daylight savings. So right now it's 0200 until spring when we do daylight savings again. Then it'll go back to 0100. But anyway, so for those of you
who are late to the show, you see this fucking Tito's pin? See that fucking Tito's pin? Look at that.
It's too shiny.
How many of
can't
you
even see
fucking
it.
have that out there? None of you. You got a bunch of fucking
gold.
brave newbies fucking pins. You got some fat B pins. Maybe you got one of these, look, I still keep it in plastic, Pandemic Legion pins or whatever.
Is that like the mint collector's
I'll bet you
edition?
none of you motherfuckers have a fucking Tito's bottle pin. No, you don't, do you?
Nope.
Why don't you give us one of those
Hey, you
special Tito's
fucking
recipes?
bragging.
Especially if you live over in Brexit
No,
land.
it's fine, Ray. It's a humble brag. That was a humble brag.
It's a
Humble brag.
Because I
Humble
told,
brag.
because I told everybody earlier about, well, hold on, you probably can't get one now, but you should go out there and sign up to be a Tito's taster on the Tito's.com website, because every year around holiday time, which usually begins with Thanksgiving in the United States, you get like some free shit from them.
All right,
And this year it's totally fucking cool.
All right, so
Fucking pin, man. Who doesn't like fucking pins? It's like the 80s again. I'm gonna get my fucking Jordache fucking jean jacket out and put some fucking pins
you
on
gotta
it.
put your pins on your hat, man.
Like a veteran.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was saying, so every moon pretty much was like full of all
No,
these
it's not
towers.
cool to get a brave
you had to run
tattoo
fuel
joke
blocks and
ever,
all.
man.
Now,
You gotta live with that shit.
like you have to put the fuel blocks in the refineries, but now you have this one refinery that you fuel up, and it can support dozens of people doing all of their reactions at the same time. And
Yes.
so I think that there's much less need, like once all these towers phase out, there's a much lower need for fuel blocks all of a sudden. And so, yeah, like
Really?
shocked
I mean,
face,
from
right?
a
Shocked
price
face.
perspective.
And so
Are
it's
you
like,
serious?
Yeah, and so that is
You
like
think
they need
that
to
if they
find a way
phase out that shit, there'll be a reduced demand for fucking fuel blocks?
yeah, like vastly though. That's what I was saying. Like that's what I was wondering. It's like
Dramatically,
all this
right?
ice mining is like there's no demand for that shit anymore because you have like probably 10% of the demand for ice products now.
And then with that
That might be a
oversupply,
little
you'd
bit
like
low,
to think
but-
that the manpower would adjust, right? Then it'll find itself in a new.
This is where we
equilibrium.
need
Yeah, 'cause
ice
that's-
miners.
that's the whole like-
this is where we need the families of ice miners to like move to other areas where jobs are more plentiful.
They need to start putting up billboards and systems like this system supported on ice dollars. Please support the ice miners.
I'm sorry your water in fucking Flint, Michigan is bad, but the Ford plant fucking moved.
Oh man, I've seen too many of those up here. It's like this house supported on lumber dollars. Please don't stop deforestation.
And
Shit
this
like
goes
that.
back to my fucking original thing about like Hilmar like tweeting out that shit about Eve is the best social simulator online. No, fuck that. You know what? You know what the best social simulator online is? Fucking Real World Online. Fucking
What's
Real World
Real
Online.
World Online?
Real
Is that
World
a TV
Online
show?
means that, you
Might
know what?
get memed to death in the real world, man.
You do not subsidize a bunch of shit just to make fucking people happy. And you don't do that here. What you do is you come up with a goddamn imaginative thing about what you would do in the real fucking world, which is something just to turn the lights and tether on a fucking structure needs to run some fucking fuel. And
Yeah,
if
I mean,
you've got
that's
1,000
fair.
of these fucking things out there, then guess what? Somebody has to be out there and, like, you know, load some fucking fuel into that bitch.
Yeah, but I don't know. I totally agree that if you have a structure out there, that you have to have some sort of maintenance on it. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Human
the ability-
maintenance, like
the
actual
ability for it
work
to be
fucking
destroyed a
effort
lot faster
maintenance.
is something already.
Yeah, I like because that was the whole reason. Like, I got out of the reaction thing just because of the distance from Amar. But when it came and like the cost it would take to run my towers and all that stuff, like I was like, I can't do it. It's not
Dude,
cost feasible.
premium
Like,
services. Premium services around this.
It's like
gonna be,
the overhead versus the profit is like I would just like break even for a bunch of work I'm doing. But now that the refinery's out, it's like I can use someone else's refinery that's closer, so I have less midpoints to the cell system, like purchase and sell system I'm using, and I don't even have to fuel my like. Yeah, I might have to pay a tax on the reaction I'm doing, but that's fine because I don't have to worry about fueling the thing. And honestly, because fuel blocks were so much like they took up so much space. When I was doing the reaction farms, literally half my trips, I would do 6 trips a week to HiSec, and 3 of those trips was literally just a full jump freighter full of fuel blocks. So now that I don't have to bring the fuel blocks out, it's like less trips, cheaper, use someone else's thing, don't have to fuel it, cheaper, I'll pay a little bit of tax, that's fine. So it's like money. The money might be better. Who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, one of the things that
It's like
hopefully
I want to read chat and listen at the same time.
Well, one of the things you start seeing.
I'm just
with
allowing
the
everything.
cost of fuel, like, oh, it's too expensive to jump stuff. Well, hopefully that will actually look at more local production, because that's definitely kind of rare already. If you can imagine the scale that's actually possible. We'll see.
Sick Jabu, don't let her tell you that her fucking drunken chat is different than her fucking sober chat. It is literally the fucking same. It's like what she's saying right now is like, you know, what she thought earlier in the day. Unless she was also drunk earlier in the day.
Maybe she's always drunk.
That could be.
No,
that
she's
could
not.
Be.
She's Scottish.
She's not fucking Scottish. She's just from like a northern part of England that doesn't have a coastline either.
She sounds Scottish. I don't know the accents that well. Like she's got to be close enough. Like her accent is Scottish.
Sorry, I didn't mean coastline. I meant beach.
That's actually not an insult.
Like
for me,
Sandy
'cause I think
Beach.
Scottish accents.
Not
are
like
hotter.
Jamaica that you used to own back when you were cool.
Scottish accents sound better than English accents to me, so that's not an insult coming from me.
However, yeah, you know, it's like, look, I really don't care about the fucking increased fuel consumption use here. It's like, yeah, I think that's fucking cool. They should totally fucking do that. But they should also be thinking about these other things as a way to, number one, it should never be about whether or not fucking miners earn enough. And here's why. If we are legitimately living in a fucking social and economic fucking simulator, okay, in this fucking game, wrapped in a game,
Wrapped in bacon.
then that means that fucking people need to make the human behind the fucking keyboard, behind the fucking characters that they're using, 50, 80, 100 of them, whatever the fuck it is, or, you know, however many fucking Rorquals they're flying, need to make the decision, you know what, this is no longer fucking profitable for me. The fucking price of this has gone down. This is not something I should be doing. I should be doing something else. I should move over to a different economic activity.
It's time to change careers.
It's time to change careers. It's time to go to your fucking Eve Community College and find a new fucking thing that you can do and find out why you can't get out of your fucking Kentucky hometown without brewing fucking meth.
Take a one semester degree in
West
Normal
Virginia. I didn't hit on
College.
West Virginia. Whoever thought I did was going to do
I feel
that.
like Dirk is channeling some inner anger, and he's trying to direct it
I'm
to
just
someone.
saying, you know what? You
but he's
can't fucking
projecting
burn
it on
coal
the
all
ice
day and
miners.
think it's going to make ice. That being said, there are some other benefits to this, as there always are when somebody goes to do a tax fucking reduction plan. Let's see here. Further reduction. Oh shit! Reduction of the maximum jump fatigue cap by 20%. Look. as a fucking gimme to you capital pilots out there, okay, who are now having to pay twice as much for the fucking jump fuel isotopes that you're going to use to jump wherever the fuck it is you're jumping, into an actual content battle, which is one of the sell points of this game, or into a support role for, like, you know, I don't know, flying some shit from here to there, or, you know, just like being like fucking jump capable because you're a goddamn big boy wearing fucking britches. All right. We're gonna reduce reduce the maximum jump fatigue by 20%. Here's the fucking deal. CCP. Get rid of your fucking fatigue. Fatigue was the worst thing to ever happen in this game. Get down to the fucking red circle, get rid of the fucking blue circle, and bury this bitch.
I'm fine with the jump fatigue. I don't think it should, even like after the reduction, it's still too high. I think the cap should be a day at most. It's like, you jumped a few times today, you don't get a jump until tomorrow. Sorry.
No, fuck that,
I'm
man.
fine with that because like the whole thing,
jump.
like it did prevent like the instant power projection. It basically, I'm fine. Like, I was okay with them saying you cannot jump from Declan to Faithabilis in 10 minutes. You can't do that. I'm fine with that. But
oh shit, Iron Bank.
They should not be like, oh, you can't. You jumped a bunch of times. You can't jump for half a week.
Iron Bank
or a
came
whole
up with some
week.
good shit, and I'm cutting you off. Since you fucking unbanned him. Would you pay 10 times to move with no fatigue? There is a fucking
It was not a question.
Thing.
No, that's not a question. He said he would pay 10 times to move with no fatigue. It was not a question.
Okay, but that that could be a market. Now you would need
something you should be able to buy. You should be able to buy that from the New Eden store.
Hold on.
You should be able to buy the
You can still do that.
Jump with 10 times.
You can still do that with
10 times no
if a
fatigue.
group set this. You could still do this technically. If a group set this
do that
up,
for Omega.
It would have to be a trustworthy. You need some fucking Cribba level trust that random people would be okay giving you their capitals, but you could literally get your capital ship down to where you want it to be in the same amount of time. But what you'd have to do is you have to be like, I'm going to jump it here, I'm going to give you my capital ship, and then you're going to jump it, pass it off to an alt, you're going to jump it, you're going to pass it off to an alt, and you're going to jump it, and then I will meet you down in the destination I gave you and pay you the ISK, and you're going to give me my capital back. Now,
or you could just have multiple
that's what
characters.
You need to do, or you have alts. Yeah, but alts and friends, you could always do that already. But like, if you wanted a service that could do that, that's possible. But no one's going to trust you with their capitals, especially supers and titans.
Capitals not that
now, people trust supers
who
and
doesn't
titans
trust
with
people with
Cribba
capitals nowadays?
because
They're
Cribba has
literally
a
the fucking
super
Corvette
like
elite.
infallible trust system. But there is no group in the game that's going to come up as an upstart company and be like, "We'll jump your capitals for you. Just give us your Titan.
I'm totally
get it
going
where
to
you
steal
want to
that
go."
business model, right?
You won't see it, but if the money was there and if there was a group that was trustable, you could instantly move your shit pretty much the same way.
I mean,
But-
you could just have like I don't know. I want to say like a third party or something. Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
somebody
It's a
to hold, like,
third-party
an
moving.
ISK.
It's a third-party capital moving system.
That'd be a
well, I
chain
mean,
of third
like,
parties.
so what you do is you give them your capital, and then they give the money to a third party that holds it until you get your capital back or you get the money.
It's like but the thing is, like, I'm okay with the jump fatigue thing, but I don't think like the max cap, I don't think ever should have been more than a day. And I still, it's like, if you put it, the max, like, I'm fine with the current system, like, because you jump once, okay, you wait like 10 minutes, you jump again, and then it's like you might have to wait 20, 30 minutes, then you jump again. But at that point, now you're at like 3 days fatigue. That's stupid. You should be able to jump like 2 to 3 times, and then like, okay, you can't jump until tomorrow, but you're good tomorrow. So it's like, it's basically like, you can't just like jump from one end of space to the other to get in the fight that's happening right now. You can't do that. You got to gate it for that.
Why was 2010 not a fucking cool time in Eve?
Well, but it's like, you could jump halfway and then just gate the rest of the way. But it's like, if you are wanting, but the thing is, like, if you want to deploy your capital force, it shouldn't take a fucking week to do it. It should be like, you can deploy your capital force, like jump, 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 wait till tomorrow, jump, 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 you're there. Bam.
All right, here's the whole thing.
Like,
People
2
are out
days
there
to deploy
saying
everything.
max fatigue of this time, max fatigue of that time. Listen to me. The entire idea of fatigue, that fucking timer, that thing that makes you think that this other thing is going to fucking like change, all right, it is a psychological fucking factor and it needs to be fucking removed, okay? You do not want anything that deters people from thinking, but if I do this, what about that? Maybe maybe back in the fucking heyday when this game was in a serious fucking growth phase or whatever, maybe it would have worked then. It doesn't fucking work now. It has actually caused people to sit there and go, fuck this shit. And that is not the thing we need right now. What we need right now is we need more fucking violence. We don't just need more violence. We need, like, you know, people who are, like, you know, willing to fucking get out there and do that shit.
So
While also people who just expect it. Look, we had it back then. We lived. We survived. There were Nixes that were fucking camping our fucking Rorquals back in the day. All that shit, it fucking happened.
So that you don't believe there's any positive trade-offs at all for the whole fatigue concept at all.
Well,
I don't want to say fucking at all. Hold on, not fatigue. Fatigue is a number that just makes people think about what this other number might be. And I think that fucking that sort of like multiplier effect, that derivative effect of looking at this and go, what might my blue score mean against my red score?
Well,
the red score is the only fucking score that matters.
Well, right, but here's the thing. So now, also, I'm going to go with Autonomy X08. He was saying 1 day max fatigue would mean wars would have 1 day to go through before everyone piles in. And now, like I said, I'm fine with that. I told him, I was like, I'm fine with that.
Do you guys remember that fucking battle that happened up north when people jumped on Killer Bees fucking right? It turned into fucking nothing. You know why it turned into nothing? Because of fatigue.
Well, but here's the thing.
Because the Imperium would have reinforced that shit back in the day. Okay, other entities would have reinforced that shit back in the day. When I mean reinforced, I don't mean like a reinforcement timer. I mean actually reinforce the troops that are on the field. Yes, they would have been coming from areas of fucking space that had no goddamn tie-dye and all that kind of stuff. Yes. We would have had another Asakai, or we would have had another BTAC-R. Those things won't happen now because everybody's like, fuck it. If we're not there now, it's not going to happen.
Well, right, but it's
about
like,
SH1? SH1 happened.
It's the thing. It was like you can't
I'm just
deploy
thinking
mass
Tazy right at
force
the moment. But
in instant time. But what I was going to go to with this is like, yes, it might take a day, but here's the thing. Right now, you could technically, like, when they go, like,
it's showtime, Norwegian.
When big alliances go on full deployment, so there's some people that get their capitals down there within a day. But what they're literally doing is they're jumping, and then they're waiting an hour. And then they're jumping, and then they're waiting another hour or two.
Shooter McLoads knows me.
They're literally on all day, every day, waiting for that timer to run out, and then jumping, waiting for that timer to run out, and jumping. So it's like, it is, even though they get there in a day, day and a half, they're spending the majority of their free time timing out their jumps. Whereas if you do the thing where, like, yeah, we'll do a shot.
Or you take your alts, which is what I do. I just take my fucking alts who are all fucking jump capable, and I just fucking like retro them. I just alternate them along the course of the fucking jumps.
That's
and it's just like,
that's nice and cozy for people that have that setup. But if you don't, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you have the 1 day max timer, you could do your 1 day deployment and do it rapid fire. You could log in and be like, jump, wait 5 to 10 minutes.
The problem of this game was never fucking deployments. The problem of this game was never fucking like, could somebody reach across the fucking universe and tag your fucking ratting Thanatos?
No, what I'm saying is, like, you could spend 30 to 40 minutes and get your 3 jumps in for the day, and then you have a full day of fatigue. You wait till tomorrow, and then you spend your 3 jumps, and now you're in system. So you got your ships there in about a day, day and a half, but you only spent 30 minutes to an hour online. You didn't have to sit there all fucking day waiting for these timers to run out. So it's a much more efficient way to move your capitals, but it still gets them there slow enough that you can't just rapid deploy across the entire space. So that's force
projection. End of the fucking Halloween war. Mitani said fucking war's over. 15 minutes later, my fucking corp was home. And it's like, yes, I understand. We went across the fucking universe for that. But you know what? We all got to go back and spend times with our families, so that the next day, when shit fucking actually, like,
that's
went
what
down,
I was just saying.
As well, everybody was able to play the fucking video game again.
In an efficient amount, you could get there in a short amount of time, but still be time efficient in your personal life, to where you don't have to spend every waking fucking second deploying your shit throughout the entire day. You spend an hour.
Nobody is killing me over fatigue.
Spend an hour the next day, do 3 jumps, and then you're deployed.
Migrating through fucking the Crimea and, like, every fucking place else, fucking Greece, and into, like, fucking Hungary or wherever the fuck it is out there, by a fucking slow-paced fucking move. Okay, just got to fucking do it. I can like log the fuck off. I can come back when shit was fucking happening. It was like we didn't have to fucking deal with that stuff. And I understand what their initial fucking concept was, but that was before. Just remember, all of these changes that happened regarding FibiSov in late 2014, okay, were the first step in a process that they have put a bunch of fucking barriers to over time. We are now in 2017. We can erase fucking FibiSov completely and still be able to live in a reasonable fucking EVE world.
Well, and Search the Skies,
those changes made sense without all of the other changes that they have put in. But now, erase it. Fucking, like, just sit there. Fozzie, please. Fozzie 5-0, whoever the fuck it is, it's like, just fucking erase this shit. This was good as a first step, but once you put all of these other things into effect, it's like, erase this shit. Fatigue is the worst thing ever because it mentally fucks with your players.
It doesn't. It because if you have a big, because this was the thing, like one of the reasons why the whole thing, like, now Search the Sky is saying what is the actual purpose of the timers anyway? It was to prevent people from.
has it.
It was to prevent.
He said it better than I did.
Well, hold on. I'll read it in a second, but like it was to prevent people from piling onto a fight across the entire game map in no time at all, because now because the dominance of the goons, well, the Imperium CFC, what do you want to call it? Theirs and PL's capital forces, like PL and NC Dot, their capital forces were so superior, and they had their ears in everywhere that people were afraid to engage with capitals on a small scale fight because they knew that if we drop like 20 carriers on this fight and the other people have 10 dreads, that's a cool capital fight going on. But that if that happened, PL and goons are going to be coming across the map and you're going to have some tie-dye and they will get there. Like you're in tie-dye. So like maybe 10, 15 minutes of game time has happened in the process, maybe less. But in real time, it's 30 minutes to an hour.
But
in
remember,
that time,
tie-dye existed before fucking FibiSov.
I'm not talking about tie. I'm just saying, like, because of tie-dye, the time reduction is there. So, like,
what they were
you're
getting
starting the
themselves
fight.
into.
Hold on, you're starting the fight. Maybe you've killed one capital ship, but you're still embroiled in the meat and bones of the fight. And before you can finish the fight, CFC or INN and PL have heard about the fight, pinged out forces, rallied a capital fleet, and jumped all the way to you, and they jump in and kill both sides and just annihilate both teams because you haven't finished the fight fast enough, because they can jump across the whole fucking map in 30 minutes. And so people are like, we could drop on these people with capitals and it'd be fun, but we aren't going to do that because PL will just shit on our day, or CFC will just shit on our day, and we're not going to do that because we can't risk our capitals because we'll just die. Even if we could beat them right now, we can't beat them because someone else will come and drop on our ass from the other side of the fucking map in 30 minutes. And this force projection reduction, like the whole jump fatigue, prevents that. You can't do that.
Or you can have your people, or you can have your people.
So I like it. I like it. It
or you can have your people move
the
their
big dogs
ships.
of the game from just shitting on everyone's parade anytime a capital fight happens in the game.
Or you can have your people move their ships, okay, to be in range of where you think fucking major escalations might go down, okay? But they don't, because nobody else fucking comes. Therefore, you have your fucking ships in range, but nothing ever fucking happens. Which would you prefer? Being fucking blue-balled or... Well, hold on. I don't want to say which would you prefer, being blue-balled or getting your ass fucking destroyed. It's like, look, this happens on both fucking sides from time to time,
now.
Okay?
Capital
you move
fights
your
happen.
shit across the fucking map.
Look, before jump fatigue, people were scared to use capitals. The only time they use capitals...
Drayden has a
No.
The only time they use capitals
It
is
wasn't
like,
just that they
our
were
dick
scared,
is
they were
bigger
more
than their dick,
expensive
and
at
even
the
if
time,
they
and
come
they were
across
more
the map
valuable.
to our dick will beat them in the
now
sword
with
fight,
fucking
so we're gonna
locals,
sword
they
fight
are
the shit out of these
invaluable.
guys.
They are literally the battleships of fucking Eve.
It's dickception. Like, I mean...
They're literally the battleships of fucking Eve. Move your fucking Raven Chimera into fucking range. Get it there, okay? these are the battleships of Eve now. Fucking capitals are the battleships of Eve.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm totally okay with the force projection reduction. Like I like the jump fatigue. I think the max cap
all of
limit,
the stories
even after
about
reduction,
fucking
is too
jumping,
high.
about jumping 5 capitals
at
on
a
a
date.
fucking, VNI, all the fucking, stories from like back in the day of fucking like, having a super within range of like, killing your fucking Rorqual or whatever. It's like, those are old timey fucking stories, okay? But the fact of the matter was there was a threat out there. There was a threat. There was a fucking boogeyman. There was a legit fucking boogeyman. And you had to fucking think about that. And whether you were in the far distant fucking reaches of space or not, you had to fucking think about it. You don't have to think about it the same way anymore. You literally fucking don't. All right? And it fucking matters. It matters. Everybody should always and forever feel like there's a threat there. There's a threat. It may fucking come from the middle of fucking Omist, but there's a fucking threat. But really, the bigger point is that the fatigue timer is fucking horrible. I'm not saying the fucking cooldown timer
I agree
is fucking horrible. There should be better fucking cooldown timers.
The fatigue timer should max out at a day tops. I would even be fine if they maxed out at like 15 hours.
Fatigue is a horseshit fucking calculation.
I'm fine with fatigue. I like it.
The cooldown is a different fucking matter. There should be fucking cooldowns. Remember fucking Battlestar Galactica? Remember them with the fucking stopwatch and sitting there going, do I have 30 minutes before the fucking Cylons get here?
Yeah.
Okay? That fucking makes some goddamn rational sense that we can all fucking deal with. What you don't want is you don't want this fucking timer being out there that you have to sit there and do some fucking math in your head and whatnot. Because, look, for people out there that can do math really fucking easily, like Marsha apparently, because she's like a fucking bookkeeper, okay? Like, that is one thing. For everybody else, where they're just sitting there going, oh shit, I don't like this really high fucking timer that has like days involved with it. What the fuck is this days thing? Okay, it's like they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that in their fucking video game fucking hobby.
Yeah, the days as plural is too much. That's what I'm saying. Like, take it down to like 12
Take
hours.
it down now.
12 hours to 1 day tops.
Take it down a notch.
That's the max the cap should be, and that's fine. Because that will prevent people from rapidly deploying while still not making it unbearable. Like, because people are afraid to jump now. Like they make one jump, they jump back. They're like, I can't jump for like the next day because I got to make sure my fatigue gets down low. It's like take the scare out of fatigue. Take the scare out of it. It's like make it to where people can rapidly jump, and then like the worst they have to do is like, okay, I'll have to wait till tomorrow to jump. Most people are fine with that. Don't make it like I have to wait till next fucking Friday to jump. Like, that's bullshit. That's too much.
Then you should manage your fatigue more.
No, I manage my fatigue.
Take the scare out of sexual assault.
What I'm
Just
saying is
make
like
it fun.
rapid. If you want to rapidly deploy your capitals to somewhere far away, you can't do it immediately anymore. That's just not possible. But it should not take half. It should, because normally when you do capital deployments, if the people that are on all day, every day, like constantly, like they're ready to like just take a jump and then wait for the timer and take the next, because there's constant cap chains going all the time. So people can jump whenever they're ready, but like they will jump.
What's this cap chain thing
and
you're
jump
talking
and wait
about?
and jump and wait, and like they will do that all the way down.
I'm in
They can
Peel.
get
I
there
gotta
in a
let my
day.
own fucking sinos to get into a fight.
Well, hold on. They will get there in a day, but the people that are like, I'm going to jump, and then I got to wait a little while, and then I'll jump, and then I'll wait a while, and then jump. It takes them 3 to 4 whole days to get deployed where they need to go. It shouldn't take that long. It should take a day, day and a half tops.
It should
But-
take a
so
day and a half tops.
If you're doing a mass capital deployment, yes. If you're trying
A
to do
day.
if you're trying
day
to do
and
a
half
quick,
tops.
yeah, because generally if you're
Number
deploying
one, if
your
you're
mass
doing an
capital
actual
force,
fucking deployment, like we're literally moving our fucking capitals into range
yes. So
to
if
be
you're
in.
if you're deploying your whole capital force, if you're trying to do a quick
You
Like,
do realize this
if
is
you're
a
trying to
video
do a
game,
Ninja
right?
Strike Force, like we're gonna jump on
We're
this
not
guy,
talking about going
gank him,
from
and get
Belgium
out.
to Germany here, right? I'm like, we're talking about like, you know,
Wait,
like
hold
a
on.
video
If
game.
you're trying to do we're gonna jump and gank this guy, like quick gank, kill him,
That's
get out.
different. That's
you
fucking
can't
different.
do that if you want to go 4 regions away. So I'm glad there's fatigue to prevent that, which was possible before. But now, if you are like, we're going to war with this other group, we need to deploy. If it takes you a day to
You
get
sound like a
through the
vagina, Drake.
if it takes you a
You
day
weren't
to
a
get through the
vagina back
capitals,
when I
that's
first
fine.
met you.
It takes you a day. If the U.S. or any other country is going to war with another nation and we have to deploy our
No,
forces,
we can
we're
deploy
not there
our
in 10 minutes.
C-17s anywhere in a moment's notice.
We are not.
15
No,
minutes.
we can get there with a fighter squadron or a couple missiles or something. But as far as like full deployment force, we're not there tomorrow. We
Oh,
are there like
We're
in the
there
next
tomorrow.
week.
Don't let
No,
you
we're not.
fucking like think otherwise.
We can send a
Assad.
SEAL
We're
team
there.
anywhere. We can send a few cruise missiles. We can send a B-2 bomber or some fighter jets. Yes, those are available on call anywhere. But as far as like a full wartime deployment, that is not happening tomorrow.
So you don't want to make America great again.
Oh my god. But I'm fine with in Eve, Capitals full deployment force being there tomorrow, just not in 20 minutes.
What about 40 minutes? An hour?
5 hours.
Do you wish that you could have gotten your Dreadnought into BTAC-R just a little bit later?
I didn't own a Dreadnought back then.
That's right. You were like in a shit. My
I
bad.
was I was in a shitty
Not
ship
as
and then I
not
swapped
as
to an
funny
interceptor
now.
to like Ninja
I was totally
Loot,
talking about the
Titan
fucking
drops.
Australian guy who like slept through the whole fucking battle and came back.
Trunks against fatigue. I'm not against fatigue. I'm against the fatigue timer. Like even they're like, oh, reduce it to 4 days. 4 days is like 4 times too much.
The fatigue timer is literally like
It's-
NAFTA.
it's-
Do you
it's
want to
still,
support
like-
Mexico? Is that what you're telling me, Jason?
Like the fatigue timer went from stage 4 cancer to probably going to end up being stage 4
cancer's
cancer.
no fucking joke, bro. We can make
it's
Mexican
bad,
jokes.
like,
We can make Mexican NAFTA jokes all night long, but cancer's no fucking
Well,
thing.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, you've gone too far.
oh shit. Okay, I'll take it back. I'm just saying.
Fuck you, fucking Al Franken. Jesus. Next thing we're gonna know, there's gonna be a picture of you fucking having your hands over Rain's tits.
What?
Yeah.
Please.
Issue your apology now.
Just saying.
I
Just saying.
apologize.
I'm sorry, and I accept the INN inquiry.
I apologize, and I
There'll
will
be an INN ethics
accept
inquiry
any
going on.
investigation that is sent against me.
You know what we haven't
for
done in a long time? You know what we haven't
speaking
done in a
my
long
mind.
time?
Shots.
And like
shots.
well, we haven't done shots. So like I will fucking like, you know, push the talk and fucking pour at the same time.
What
You know
have
what we
we
haven't
done?
fucking done in a long time? TV talk. What are you guys watching on TV right now?
Dirk,
I
I don't
finished
have a
Stranger-
TV. I don't watch TV. Who
I
the
finished
fuck
Stranger-
pays for
What the
cable?
fuck? Oh my god, Rain.
Stranger Things
Hold
2,
on.
and that's it.
Say
Rain.
it.
Sorry, I'm not a baby boomer
I know
with my
two
fucking
people who
like
don't
rabbit
have fucking
bunnies.
Baby
TV
boomer?
connections. I know two people who
Baby
don't have
boomer.
TV connections.
Oh.
I want to bring you guys together. Okay, I want to bring you guys together. I want to have a Rain meets Noisy Gamer night. Okay, listen to me. I think the two of you need to talk about like
Me and Noisy hang out all the time. What are you talking
Exactly. Which is why I think that maybe, just maybe, okay, you want to inherit all the fucking money that guy really has because he doesn't watch
about? He
fucking like
RMTs
TV.
and all. What
either.
are you talking about? No, I'm
I
kidding.
think, well, I think he
shit.
does RMT it because he has like fucking.
He's like,
connections,
guys, I'm
but-
doing research for Pellagra. We're like, yeah, okay, Noisy.
Honestly,
I'm giving him
okay.
shit. I'm giving
I've
him
watched
shit.
Stranger Things 2, and that's it. I actually
Stranger
I
Things
haven't watched
2
fucking
is
Stranger
really
Things 2
good.
yet.
What?
So
Are
off
you
on that.
serious? Everyone dies.
except for episode 7. What the fuck
Oh my
was
god,
that?
that's so good. Thank
what
you
the
so
fuck
much.
was episode 7?
Don't spoil
Which
it.
one was that?
However,
That was
today,
the
What was
like
that?
that was the
today
11
Longmire,
goes to
Longmire
Chicago.
went live on fucking.
Oh yeah, that
Netflix.
was the fuck.
What
Oh
the
my
fuck
god.
was that?
Last
That was a
season
dumb
of fucking
episode.
Longmire. Last season of fucking Longmire. Which I
Lon
thought-
Meyer, what the
Dr-
fuck is that?
Drayden just fucking walked away. He lives in Idaho. Longmire happens in fucking Montana or Wyoming or wherever the fuck it is out there. Out there. It's like, but you know what? We have not done a fucking TV time, and there's so much good shit on right now. There's this show on fucking Valor. I'm sorry. There's a show on the CW called Valor, which is
Well,
like.
wait.
Which is like which is like a special.
Okay, what about
ops-
Netflix? Can we
Wait,
just
hold
talk about like Netflix?
No.
or Hulu?
No,
Don't
we're
watch
not talking
Valor.
about. We're not talking about things that poor people fucking watch for
Oh,
$9.99
sorry, I
a
don't want to
month
throw my
until
money
they have
away
their
at some
$1
shitty
rate
phone
increase.
line and shitty cable service that nobody gives a fuck about. Like,
Right.
oh, look, my
Fucking
TV
millennial.
shows. Nobody fucking watches sitcoms anymore, Dirk. It's all about
I'm
the
not
original
watching
series
fucking
on
Seinfeld.
Netflix.
We're good. We're good.
If
Why the
Seinfeld
fuck do you
came to
pay for
Netflix, though,
cable?
I'd watch the shit out of it.
But if Seinfeld was on Netflix, my daughter would watch it because that is literally my daughter is literally watching the things that I watched back like while eating pizza like during the 90s. Full House and like, you know, crazy shit. But,
oh, that's
but,
right.
but
Punisher came
Full
out today. Has
House,
anyone's watched it?
man.
You
You need to like
Punisher fucking
discipline your
came
daughter.
out. Fucking Drayden. I know you watch Longmire because I think that
No.
the sheriff in your town is literally
No,
Longmire.
no. Like I said, I actually
and
don't
Katie
even have
Sackhoff is
basic
on it
channels.
because you guys are all Katie Sackhoff
No,
fans.
it's like I pay for internet. I actually don't even have basic. I don't even have like CBS, NBC. I don't have those channels. I have.
Well, of course you
if-
don't, because you're a fucking Trumpster who doesn't watch the real world media.
I actually don't. I actually just found out literally,
my
not
God.
even lying. I just found out literally this morning what this whole shit about Moore is. I'm like, what the hell is this shit about Moore? Because I saw something on TV.
Can I get some more?
And I was like, what is this about Moore? Not to
Can
get
I
into
get
like real
some
world
more of
politics, but I was
what
like,
he
it's like, I
had?
keep seeing this Moore thing on Twitter. What the fuck is this? And I just found out today, like, oh, okay. So like, yeah, I actually don't give a shit about real world news. I don't. Like, I watch the news
Drayden.
for about 5
Drayden.
minutes a month. And so I don't hear about anything because I just
We just
don't
need to
fucking
be
know.
able to
talking about
tell you
TV.
who to vote for and then push your Idaho ass out into the other 3 Idaho people who vote.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't have TV. Like, the only show stuff I watch, if it's not on YouTube, Netflix, or Amazon, or not Amazon, Hulu, because I don't even pay for Netflix or Hulu. I use my sister's account, and I just
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's the best. I don't pay for any of
I
that
piggyback
shit.
off my sister's account, so I watch shows on
I've
her
been trying
dollar.
to chime into the fucking whole like millennial fucking TV generation, which is why I watch the CW. Okay, it's like, look, I did not get into,
CW's for old women, Dirk.
I did not get into fucking Riverdale. I'm gonna be honest, that is a fucking Elise Randolph fucking show. Okay, however, I've been into the fucking 100 since like there were like just one person and then became 100. Okay, I've been into like the Magicians on Sci-Fi. I'm into all this fucking like millennial, can we like show you how it's done kind of shit. And like, I'm trying to understand. It's like, it's why I watch MSNBC once in a while. Okay, and why I watch fucking Fox News once in a while. It's like, I want to know all the fucking sides to this. And
I don't care. That's the
I'm gonna
thing.
tell
I
you
don't
right
give a shit
now.
about any of it.
I know this is going to
Political
offend Jay
drama is
McClain.
just like,
I know this is
ugh.
going to offend Jay McClain.
stand it.
But I believe that fitted BDUs on hot-looking women looks good, and that's what happens on fucking Valor on the CW.
Do not
hot
watch that
women
show.
wear
BDU.
fucking fitted
Stop.
BDUs.
What's a
No.
BDU? Hold on, I need.
Oh, time out.
You use a
right
battle
now,
dress
right now we're
uniform.
going to the Canadian military. Go
Do
back
not
to the
watch
dress
military.
uniform. Is
that
that like a
fucking
skirted?
Valor
Like, is that like
show.
a skirted
Hold
military
on,
uniform?
hold on. This is where, like, if you have tits, it fucking shows in even your fucking BDUs.
Wait, hold on.
That Valor show
Wait,
is bullshit.
Ballad dress uniform.
No,
like-
it's not fucking bullshit. They
It's
fly
total fucking
helicopters.
bullshit.
Wait,
Fucking bullshit.
wait.
It's like Asherothi with a hot girl.
No, it's
but
not.
if Asherothi was hot,
If you Valor,
I'm confused
is
right
to
now.
Military drama as fucking cat vomiting videos are to fucking theater.
I don't
Like,
watch
that's-
cat. I watch
They're
cat.
not fucking comparable.
cat funny videos.
Valor
TV
is
show
bullshit.
Valor.
It's fucking
they
bullshit.
go into Somalia, motherfucker.
They
Okay,
go
have you been to
everywhere.
Upland?
They go everywhere at the drop of a hat. That's not how it fucking
They've
works.
been there with a
I'm
C-17
just
in
gonna
4
Google it.
hours.
It'll give you better
No,
information. I need
fuck off.
pictures.
That does not
In
how.
4
Me too.
hours.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
pictures.
Every other fucking weekend they're in fucking some other fucking
Totally,
country.
they
and
are.
within
This
4
is a
hours.
girl with like a
Fuck
red
off.
beret.
However,
No.
this is kind of like if you mixed like a vampire killing show, but with Somalis and somebody captured and an American captured by Somalis. but with teenagers, you would have fucking Valor.
I don't. Okay, so BDUs just
And
look
they
like
say
regular
Valor,
uniforms that
not
are
because
made
they have
for
a fucking
women.
cluster on their fucking the award they were given
Wait,
because
hold on.
they literally
It's
died when
Buffy
they
the
went
Vampire
there.
Slayer.
Maybe I
That's what it
searched the
is.
wrong thing, but I looked up BDU on Google and images. And
Battle dress uniform, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Come
battle
on.
dress
You-
it looks.
I am a goddamn rook, and I still know that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it looks like a regular
A rook
fucking
like the
set
ship?
of
ECM?
fatigues.
No, I'm not a fucking
It
rook
looks like regular
you,
fatigues
Rain.
for a regular soldier, just fit for women's size.
Rain, if you worked at the fucking bar I did, like went to back in fucking Alabama, I totally would have signed your yearbook.
Really now.
I would have. I just would have. You know what? Like,
I don't-
it hurts
like,
me.
What is Valor about? Because I just see it
Hold on,
wrong.
is
It's
everyone
like,
like-
it's
is
a
everyone
beret.
motherfuckers
Googling
knew
over
nothing
BDUs?
about that
'Cause
to
I
even
don't
make
get
a
it.
fucking comment.
I don't even
Don't
get why
you
they need a
want
separate
more of me?
designation for this.
Talking about that Moore guy who's picking up high school girls.
Yeah, that's fucked.
All right, Dominarch. Dominarch, I know you're sitting out there in fucking Iowa right now, but like, even you knew I meant more, right? Don't you want more of me?
Gross.
Jesus Christ! I just try and like fucking change it up, like at the last fucking moment.
Sorry,
Who do
Dirk.
we have
Sexual
up next?
assault isn't a laughing matter.
Drayton, who do we have up next?
RSG's up next.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Where's
got
what's her
RSG who?
face?
Oh, RSG who though?
RuneShift Gaming, like the boss man.
Isn't that where they're doing?
No, is the boss man? Is the boss man's brother?
No, the boss man. The boss man's up next.
He's doing
RSG
community
who,
night.
though? RSG who?
Yeah,
It's like,
no, it's normally
it has to
Julie
go-
for community night. But
RSG underscore some guy's name.
Julie is gone for the next 2 weeks. RSG is taking her slot for the next 2 weeks. So RSG is up next, taking Julie's slot.
He is not hot looking.
It says community night because our Julie just does community night on Friday night. So I don't think he changed the title of that. I think he just put his name there.
Oh, okay.
But he might do community night. Who knows?
That might be bad.
Maybe that's his thing. Maybe he's doing some Jackbox gaming.
Hey, do me a favor. Check the channel, see if he's there, and like let me know.
No, I talked to him on.
Dirk, we can't go
Did you talk to
overtime.
No,
Well, of
I
course we
talked
can
to
go
him on
overtime.
Discord
You
just
know why
earlier.
we can go overtime? This is one of the
No,
things I
we
was
can't
trying to
go
communicate
overtime.
with
We
Drayden.
told this last week. I talked to him on Discord. He will be here tonight. He said he was getting a haircut earlier, so he can come on all fresh and clean. And he's like, I'll be there tonight at 8 because I'm after you guys. That's what he said. He's like, Julie's out for 2 weeks, so I'm
You
after
don't
you
think
guys
that he
tonight
would
and next
give
week."
up? You don't think that he would give up? What is it? 172 viewers right now for the 12 he's gonna have, like when he comes on. You don't think he'd sit there and say, "Hey, look,
I'm
gonna
pretty
come
sure we
on
just
and-"
can't steal people's slot, especially
You don't
from
think
the
so?
CEO.
You don't think we've earned that?"
No.
I tried to communicate to you the whole earned shit last week. I know I was ineffective with it, but
I know, because I was like, you know what? Regardless of who it is, whether it's RSG or not,
when you walk into a Denny's, do you not expect them to bring you over a cup of water?
they will bring me a cup of water. But
Of course they
when
will.
I go into
'Cause
Denny's,
they
what I don't
recognize you as
expect.
being a legitimate fucking customer.
No, but hold on. This is a better analogy. When I go into Denny's, because I've worked in restaurants and I know how to cook, I don't expect them to let me go into the kitchen and cook my own meal in their kitchen.
could you fucking imagine?
They're like, no,
Because I was
this is our job. I'm like, but I know how to do this. And they're like, no, but you don't get to
But I
do
would not
this.
eat what
I've
they
imagined
serve.
you guys shot for shot, and I am not like belligerent drunk like Dirk. Not belligerent, but rowdy drunk
Really?
as Dirk is
Really?
right now. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Dirk, you're you're
I-
just really hungry right
Do you
now because
think
you've been
that-
drinking.
I think I
Pretend
could beat
filling
Dirk
up
in a
a
shot
flag
for shot
vest,
contest.
like would make your breast tingle.
Let's get pizza.
Oh, what?
Huh?
We're getting pizza?
Yes.
Are we getting pizza?
Can
What
we
kind?
hold on?
Deep dish.
Domino's should have a
Pizza.
group pizza thing where you can order pizza, like 4 pizzas, and have it sent to 4
Hold
different
on.
addresses
Number
from
one,
4
if
different
we
I'm
can like
states.
so
have
down for
pizzas
that.
delivered
Yes.
to us all at the same time.
Yeah,
That'd
like
be
you
fucking
can
cool.
order Domino's.
Canada
Like,
would
I'll buy
fuck
this
us
round
up,
of pizza,
and
and it's like
maybe
send
Idaho.
a
Yeah, it
pizza
would.
to
Iowa
Iowa,
or
send a
whatever.
pizza to Canada, send a pizza to Pennsylvania.
No,
Wait, do you have
that
Domino's
pizza wouldn't
in-
make it
Should we do a
possible.
shot?
Hold on.
Should we do a
you
shot?
have
It's
Domino's
10:59.
Goodbye shot? We gotta do a goodbye
It's
shot.
10:59.
Yes.
Look, I want to give a shout out there. I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to all you motherfuckers listening right now. You know what? Keep pimping out the fact that CCP Manifest left this last week and it's really fucking
Oh,
sad.
yeah. Oh, what's his Twitter?
He's in game and he
Conrad
has- Yep, and he has an in-game character already. Shots.
He is totally nuking you right now with fucking doomsdays. So if you have a fucking Sino pilot that is flying a Corvette, you may not be able to do that in the future. But right now, CCP Manifest is killing you.
Yep.
Actually, he's not. He is just a cool fucking bro.
Oh man, that was a rough shot. I don't even have to chase already.
Anyways,
Whoa.
later bitches. You know
Later,
what?
bitches.
Fucking next week.
Later,
Next
bitches.
week is another fucking week. Actually, oh my god, next week is fucking
Black
Black
Friday.
Friday. Black Friday.
We're all gonna
Rain will
be here.
able to go out there and get sales.
I'm not shopping.
I'm
Fuck
gonna be
you. I
up
don't
fucking
like
early in the
shopping. We're
morning
gonna be
because all
here.
the good fucking Black Friday sales are early in the fucking morning. Okay,
Right.
but everything else, fucking late day. If
You
you're
know, in
late day,
Canada-
fucking Black Friday, fuck you.
In Canada, we call Black Friday Friday.
Friday.
That's because
we'll be
you guys
here. We will
don't
be
know
here.
what. You guys don't know what it is to live south of the 48 parallel.
We just whatever. It's Friday.
I
Later,
want to thank
bitches.
everybody for being here fucking tonight. You know, it's like, you know, number one, this show is nothing without the fucking viewers that are out there except crazy fucking Marsha, okay, who's just out there
I
talking
love
shit
Marsha.
because she decided to, like, fucking kick me in the fucking nuts all night long.
I like
But whatever.
Marsha.
All
Marsha's-
the rest of
I
you,
think
you
you
know what?
started
This is
it,
how
Derek.
we fucking
Marsha's
hang.
got a
If you
spot in
guys
my
like
heart.
people that kick me in the fucking nuts, you can all fucking kick me in the nuts. I don't give a shit because kicking me in the nuts is nothing fucking new. But we have to cruise over to, you know, whoever is quasi-hosting the rest of the INN night.
All right.
Don't forget to reban Iron Bank.
All right, take care, team.
Do Yes,
not
okay, I have to read
reban
that, okay.
Iron Bank.
Iron
Let
Bank,
him
I'm
Don't
sorry.
reban Iron?
talk.
No, I have to.
Let
I
the
have
man
to. I have
talk.
to.
Freedom of fucking speech,
No, like
motherfucker.
the higher ups
He's
banned.
British. He doesn't get freedom of speech.
No, the higher
Don't be a
ups
bitch,
banned him.
fucking
I
Drayden.
actually
Drayden,
didn't.
why are you bitch? Don't be a fucking bitch. Be like, I unbanned him because of things.
No.
Bill,
I don't
Drayden,
have
we
the
have to cut
authority.
The answer is
I
because
should-
Brandon, we
of
have to cut the
things.
stream.
We got okay.
His
We got.
gate
I don't have
passes
the
up.
authority to unban him, so I have to reban
He's
him.
gotta go
Sorry,
back
but
to
we're
the
out.
halfway
Bye.
Because
bitches.
of things.